Full Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Big time day of sports in St. Louis and elsewhere. Welcome. It is race day, Worldwide Technology Raceway. The IndyCar race getting underway at 2:30. It'll be broadcast on NBC. We will have Cardinal baseball right here on KMOX and a whole lot of other things going on. Football is starting to get going. College football yesterday, Notre Dame and USC both won pretty easily. And a full slate of college football coming this Saturday, actually as early as Thursday, as Mizzou will play on Thursday night. Great to be along with you. As a matter of fact, I posted on Twitter yesterday, right around this time, so there's still about an hour left in the poll. Which college football team do you root for? And as it turns out, not a surprise. This is, again, going out on my Twitter account, so my followers are going to see this first. And 55% picked Missouri. My choices were Illinois, Missouri, other, and I asked to comment below, or none, I just watch. 55% said Missouri, 20% Illinois, 18% other, and I'll give you some of those names in a second. 7% none, I just watch. One or two people commented that they don't watch at all, which I think they're missing out, but to each his own or her own. But I highly encourage you to get into the college football season. I think it's going to be very good locally. I'll start with Illinois. I think Illinois is going to be a tough team to beat in the Big Ten. I think that they have a huge game against Penn State early that could determine how they look for this season. If they were able to win that, that could be a different deal for them. That's a good team. I mean, they're trying to figure out quarterback and some of the other skill positions, but they've got the line. That's what Brett Bielema does. He builds those big lines. And then that team is going to be, I think, tough to contend with physically. They were in a lot of very close games. Got to figure out a way to flip some of those games in their favor. Missouri has a legitimate SEC defense. I question what they're going to do at quarterback. I'd go with Brady Cook first and see what happens from there. They have a lot of talent at receiver, but can they perform at a high level in all three phases? And if they do, they could be competitive in the SEC. It's just really hard. The SEC's depth is superior overall, and Missouri is trying to get back to that. At one point, Gary Pinkel had this team going in terms of depth. They had twos and threes that were very good players. I think Missouri is getting to that point. Not quite there yet, but they are moving in that direction. They're going to play a game in St. Louis on September 23rd against Memphis at the Dome that should be fun, especially if they beat K-State. K-State is going to be one of the favorites in the Big 12. They'll be very tough to beat, but it's at Faurot Field. It's an early game on the 16th, and if they can win these first two and beat K-State in week 3, man, that's pretty cool. And then you have Memphis at home, basically, a home game at the Dome. You have Vanderbilt the following week, and then LSU comes to Columbia. I mean, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, but if Mizzou finds a way to win some early ball games, how great would that be? Most of the people in that poll, by the way, you know, I did go to Indiana, so there were some Indiana people chiming in, of course. I saw a lot of Bama. I saw a lot of Michigan. I saw a pretty fair amount of Notre Dame. But it was really encouraging to see all over the place. Ohio State, of course, that Tennessee, all over the place, people who follow, and I'm assuming most of my followers on Twitter are Cardinals fans, that they have college football interests all over. And I think that says a lot about our region and says a lot about the Cardinals as well, that it is far reaching. So it's great to see all of those. If you want to see or vote for your favorite, there's about an hour left on the poll. We have people coming in from all over the region for this IndyCar race today. Indianapolis, most notably, but there will be a lot of Tennessee and Arkansas and Kentucky up here as well. Iowa, a lot of fans up there. Just saw IndyCar up there. Are going to come down to watch this race today. There are still tickets available for this race today, and I think that's a great thing. Worldwide Technology Raceway is one of the best facilities in the country right now, highly regarded. It's the only facility in the world, actually, that has IndyCar, NASCAR, and NHRA, and it is very well run. I know that I am in a partnership with the racetrack, and so I am going to say that as one of their partners and ambassador of sorts, but I really enjoy working with them. I think they do a great job. And I think you'll be really pleased with the the product today. They are qualifying right now. It just started at the track. We caught a huge break with the weather today, just absolutely huge. This triple digit heat was worrisome, but when you saw in the forecast that Sunday the 27th was going to be nice, it's going to be in the 70s today. That is just absolutely perfect cloud cover, so you're not going to get totally cooked out there. It is really great. So enjoy, get there early, get some food and drink, and have some fun. The Cardinals are not having a lot of fun. They lost last night 12-1 to the Phillies. We're going to talk to Ollie Marmol in just a few minutes. He's going to join us live from Philadelphia. They have made a transaction. Guillermo Zuniga is on the IL with the right forearm strain. I mean, it's just one thing after the other. Every pitcher they bring up, it seems, or a pitcher that they need gets hurt. James Nail has been recalled from Memphis. Cardinals also have their lineup out, and it looks a little bit like this. The Cardinals will be playing today. Again, a little shorthanded with all the injuries that they're dealing with. But I think for right now, you're just in observation mode for 2024. I know that Ollie Marmol is going to try to win all these games, but this lineup is not terrible. I mean, there's some power in this lineup, but the pitching staff is short, and today's going to be tough. You're going to have to score some runs. Drew Rom gave up 8 runs in his last start. He gets the start today against Aaron Nola. It's going to be tough. Tommy Edman leads off and plays short. Alec Burleson's the left fielder batting second. Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, Wilson Contreras, 3, 4, 5. Arenado's the DH today. You have Nolan Gorman at second base, O'Neill in center, Jordan Walker in right, Taylor Motter will play third, and Rom is the starting pitcher. Ollie Marmol coming up in 2 minutes. At 10:30, we'll turn it over to a few IndyCar drivers that I've had a chance to speak to over the last week, Joseph Newgarden, Scott McLaughlin, and as well as Will Power, who is one of the great drivers of his era. We'll hear from Steve Spratt in an interview that KMOX's Dan Reardon conducted about the upcoming Ascension Charity Classic. Lutz Vandensteel, sporting director, St. Louis City SC at 11:15. They lost last night 2-1. He won't be pleased about it, but Orlando's really good. 11:30, John Mozeliak will catch us for the final 5 minutes of the show live before we leave you for Cardinal baseball. 11:40 is the pregame. We take our last break at 11:35. So there you have it, 1 minute away from Ollie on KMOX.
You've been wanting to check out that news story that everyone's talking about, but you just can't find the time. That's why the On Deadline podcast is here. We pull together interviews from Odyssey's radio newsrooms across the country and add important context so you can really get the news fast. From wildfires and catastrophes at sea to new laws and presidential candidates, we'll have coast-to-coast coverage for you all in one place. Subscribe to On Deadline on the Odyssey app or wherever you find your podcasts.
Be the next legendary winner at Horseshoe St. Louis Casino. Enjoy thrilling action and bold bets from classic slot play and state-of-the-art video machines to all your favorite table games and high-limit action. Set along the Mississippi River in the heart of downtown, just a quick walk from the ballpark. Horseshoe St. Louis Casino, a Caesars Rewards destination. Legendary. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-BETS-OFF.
Hey, it's Tom Ackerman. It's always great to work with Spring Green, no matter the season. And this fall, aerating and overseeding your lawn is the best time to thicken up the yard. Take care of some of those trouble spots by reaching out to Spring Green, spring-green.com. Top dressing your lawn with compost is the single best thing you can do to your lawn every year. Shrub pruning, cutting back your perennials from the fall, installing a retaining wall can help with curb appeal as well. Spring-green.com.
After years of hearing the commercials on KMOX, I decided to finally make an appointment with Ophthalmology Associates. You know the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates, Dr. Greg Birdie, Dr. Ranjan Malhotra, Dr. Robert Busati, and Dr. Andy Royer. Well, I'd been hearing about dry eye, and I knew that I had dry eyes. Dr. Ranjan Malhotra told me that it's not just an irritating problem, it's actually irritating my eyes, and that it's so important to have dry eye addressed because it can actually scratch your cornea, cause greater damage, lead you to believe that your vision is getting worse. Turns out I don't need new glasses. I just need to address the dry eye situation. You should definitely check out Ophthalmology Associates. They are experts in the diagnosis and treatment of diseases of the eye. Call for an appointment today, 314-966-5000 or online at youridoc.com, 12990 Manchester Road, just a half-mile west of 270 eastbound on Manchester. Ophthalmology Associates. youridoc.com.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Drew Rahm against Aaron Nola today, 12:35 first pitch. Cardinals and Phillies. Let's go to Philadelphia now and join Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol. He is with us every Sunday at this time. He also joins us on Wednesday mornings, and we always appreciate it. Ollie, how are you?
I'm doing all right. How you doing, Tom?
Doing well. Cardinals lost last night 12-1. I know this has been a tough go. I want to start with a positive, and that's the fact that Luke and Baker went deep. And did he ever? He got all of that one, didn't he, down the left field line?
Yeah, it's a good swing. Caught him out in front, found some barrel, and hit it a long way. But it was definitely something to build off of for Baker.
Absolutely. Pitching-wise, what did you think of Dakota Hudson this time around?
Yeah, that's a good lineup across the way. Environment was a little different here. It was a lot more out of the zone. You look at the ball-to-strike ratio, and it was about a 1-1, almost about that whole outing. But just off the plate more than he needed to be. The walks got him, and we've talked enough about it. This is a guy that really has to benefit from throwing strikes and allowing his defense to work for him. He's not going to get a ton of swing and miss. Yesterday, 5 walks, 1 strikeout, and that ended up chasing him. So that was his evening.
Yeah, and Palante and Gallegos gave up more runs after that. On the other side, Zach Wheeler had it going. He struck out 10, allowed just 3 hits in 7 innings. You didn't have Nolan Arenado, but I see, as your lineup just came out a few minutes ago, that Nolan is back in there. He's going to DH today.
Yeah, he made some progress yesterday. And the reality is he's been dealing with this for a little bit of time, and it's just something he plays through, and he refuses to come out of the lineup. He likes being in there every day. He doesn't care what the standings are. He doesn't care score. I mean, he just wants to play, and it says a lot about him as a competitor. Goldie's no different, but he's in there today, and he'll DH.
Ollie, I said this recently that it is a skill to be able to stay on the field and be able to play. Paul Goldschmidt has that skill. I know there are others, but I'm going to single out those two. They will find a way to play, won't they? And you've got to be able to do it. You got to keep your body as well as it can be all year and manage what you do. It's really something what they've done in their careers.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And you got to respect them a ton for it, because these guys refuse to come out of the lineup. Tried giving Goldie an off day today. There's no way he would take it. And they enjoy playing, but they prep their bodies in a way where it allows them to go every day, and that's definitely a skill. We need to continue to get guys that love playing the game, that love competing, and refuse to come out of the lineup. But those two guys have done a really nice job with that throughout their careers.
I did an event with one of those guys recently, and that's David Eckstein. We did an event at Busch Stadium last week in front of a crowd sponsored by Bank of America, and he told some stories about playing hurt in the 06 season, not to mention the World Series. And he said to Tony before Game 7, he said, I have to be in the lineup. They wanted to keep him out because he was so hurt, oblique and all these things going on with his back. And he said, I wouldn't be able to, he said this at the event, he said, I wouldn't be able to live with myself if we lost Game 7 and I wasn't in it. I mean, that's like an extreme example, but that's really something.
No, that's a winning player. That's just what it is. I mean, some guys are out there competing when it's convenient, and there's certain guys that just compete regardless of situation. And the more of those type of guys that you have on the team, the more you win. And it's a real skill, and it's hard to play when you're not feeling great or when something's kind of nagging at you. But there's a difference between something nagging at you and being injured. And those guys know the difference, and I appreciate them for going as much as they do.
You're young guys. You've got a lot of them, but you're a pair of 21-year-olds, Wynn and Walker. You know, I watched the two of them in spring training. We know how tight they are. I love how they spoke of each other right after Jordan was named to the team. That you were in Port St. Lucie that night. I was there. I talked to Mo about it, and then Mason came out and could not be happier for Jordan, said that Jordan was encouraging to him, and they knew they were going to be back together again. Just what has it been like to see those two together?
Yeah, they're young dudes that have a bright future, both of them. I mean, the way they work, their aptitude, their love for the game, they compete with one another. They don't scare. They truly do embrace competition. And they're gonna help us win a lot of ball games down the road. They're continuing to develop at this level. It's good for Mason to get a taste of what this is like, and he can go into the off season knowing what to expect rather than finishing the year in AAA and then going into the off season kind of wondering what it's going to be like. So this is a really good experience for him to dial it in and then have a good off season and be ready to come back out here and compete.
Your pitcher today, Drew Rom, had a very good start to his to his minor league time with the Cardinals. I mean, my goodness. Then he comes up. Major League's a different story. Obviously, you've got the best hitters in the world are up here. But what did you think he looked like in that game, and what would you like to see him improve upon today?
Yeah, I think there was a decent amount going on, even after talking to him after his start. I mean, the media, the family, debut, you have so much on your mind that it's good for him to get that out of the way and then go out there today and just be able to compete and not think about anything but the opposition. So more looking at it to see you got the jitters out, now go out there and show what you're capable of doing.
That's good to hear. And then, you know who's been really good? Zach Thompson. I'm so impressed with him. I know I've talked to you before about him as a person, but he is some competitor. I really liked what we saw from him last time, didn't you?
Yeah, he's continuing to show well, and I've been impressed by it as well. He's got some conviction to what he's doing. He's in the zone, and we talked a decent amount about it. His time in AAA as a starter, the walk rate was just super high. He's come here and he's pounding the zone. He's landing the curveball. He's getting some swing and miss with it. But he's truly pitching. He's not just throwing, he's pitching, and he's doing a really, really, really impressive job.
I know we talked about Waino a lot as well. He is going to be going tomorrow. The same story here as you try to get him those magical 199 and 200s. I know he's thinking about it, but I know he also just wants to go out strong. He just overall wants to be there for you.
Yeah, my call to him is just finish well. And he's trying like crazy to make sure he does that. He's preparing no different than he's always prepared. And our hope is that he's able to do that. It hasn't been easy for him, but this is a competitor that has found a way every time. And we're hoping he can fini's well.
I saw that Zuniga went on the IL with a forearm strain. If it's not one thing, it's another. It's really unbelievable. How is he and Nolan Gorman activated?
Yeah, so Zuniga went down. We get Nail here today, and it's unfortunate. We were hoping to see what we had in the Zuniga. This is a powerful arm that when he's in the zone could also get some swing and miss. So we were hoping to see a little bit more of him. And with Drew Verhagen on the bereavement list, we got Zuniga here, but he's down, Nail's here, and then Gorman's feeling better. So yesterday was a good day for him from a just no pain standpoint. He didn't feel great at the plate from a timing standpoint, but his back was able to hold up.
I was at the game where Newt got hurt. That was a tough one to see. Is he on the mend and getting better?
Yeah, he's making progress. Yesterday was a good day for Newton. He was out in the outfield. He was able to run some balls down. He did some running. The thing that gets him the most right now is change of direction, but even that day-to-day has been a lot better. He was able to take some swings, and that doesn't hurt him. So we're getting closer and closer to seeing him being activated, and our hope is at some point in this homestand he's able to do that.
You'll be back to take on the Padres tomorrow. Looking forward to seeing you back, and always appreciate these visits. I know we're getting close to game time, so I don't want to keep it too long, but thank you so much for doing this, and we'll catch up real soon.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ollie Marmol, always joining us with the information from the manager's office as the Cardinals take on the Phillies this afternoon. We have a lot to get to after this break. We're going to go right back to IndyCar and give you an update on qualifying and hear from some of the drivers who are going to compete in St. Louis today. Madison, Illinois. Yes, I know Madison, Illinois, and Illinois people. This is Madison, Illinois, but we claim it. It's the St. Louis region. I'm a regional guy, as you very well know. And if you can see the arch from your track, you are in St. Louis. And I can't wait to see today's race at Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. If you're on your way, enjoy the next segment because we're going to hear from some of the drivers right here on Sports on a Sunday Morning, sponsored by Gray Bar.
Carol Daniel for Chesterfield Fence and Deck. It is hard to believe, but it's already time to go back to school, and soon the kids will be coming home, doing their homework, and needing to relax. Turn your backyard into the place the entire family can relax with a gorgeous deck or a peaceful sunroom from Chesterfield Fence and Deck. This is the company to remodel your deck or install that retaining wall. When you call Chesterfield Fence and Deck at 636-532-4054, set up your free consultation and free project design to have them build your maintenance-free fence or your beautiful pergola. You'll get excellent customer service, quality products, and expert installation. That was our experience when the trained craftsmen built our bronze aluminum fence. Call 636-532-4054 in the month of August and mention my name, Carol Daniel, and you get 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
KMOX Weekend at your service, sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation.
Can you imagine being a superhero?
With a sidekick?
Can you imagine you can fly?
Your sidekick shows up wherever you are.
In a fancy blue truck.
And whatever you point at disappears.
1-800-GOT-JUNK is your sidekick.
We're twitching in anticipation.
Vibrating with energy.
We haul away whatever you point at.
Any home or apartment.
Workplace or job site.
We're industrial strength sidekicks.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
Or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Now, Y98 presents 90 and 60, a look back at the St. Louis City match against Orlando City. Presented by Ponce Health Sciences University, creating new pathways and careers in healthcare.
Edward ready to go, right foot, and he just misses. Marcanic top of the 18. Wanted to weave a pass through, takes it away in front of Thorson, tries to cross from the end line. In deep, and it's a City goal! Oh, baby! Marcanic to Rasmus. Oh, but they're going to wave it off. And the goal is made it in. Yes! It is ruled in. Rasmus Alm has tied the game. We're 1-1 in Orlando. Torres from the spot. Torres a shot, and he gets it. City falls 2-1 tonight in Orlando.
This has been 90 and 60, presented by Ponce Health Sciences University. Up next, St. Louis City's at City Park Wednesday night to face FC Dallas. Together Credit Union pregame at 7, kick at 7:30 on Y98 St. Louis.
Aspiring to be a doctor? Didn't score well on the MCAT? Gain all the confidence you need to succeed at Ponce Health Sciences University. PHSU west of City Park on the corner of Jefferson and Market prepares students for every aspect of a medical career. A Master of Sciences in Medical Science degree. An MSMS from Ponce prepares students for the coursework, the time commitment, and the rigor for a future in healthcare. Learn more at stlouis.psm.edu. That's stlouis.psm.edu.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
We are Androval, your St. Louis legal powerhouse. Auto accidents, work injuries, pharmaceutical litigations, we do it all.
Onder Law. Call 314 or 618-9000 to learn more.
I don't want to wait.
You never want to wait.
Not when I'm sticking to the couch.
Well, those guys can install a new AC for days. Evidently, no one can.
JerryKelly.com says if you purchase a full home comfort system today, they'll install it the very next day.
Wow, that's fast.
And guaranteed. Buy a home comfort system from Jerry Kelly today, and they'll install it tomorrow, or they'll give you $500 guaranteed.
JerryKelly.com.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back. IndyCar is happening today at Worldwide Technology Raceway. They are underway as we speak. I had a chance to visit with driver Will Power. This is before his car hit the wall yesterday in practice. Hope they can get all that car and everything going today. In the meantime, here he was getting ready for this track.
Forward to coming and racing there. St. Louis, won there before. It's been a bit of an up and down track for me, but it's a really cool racetrack actually. A lot of good passing opportunities and strategy calls you can make to move to the front or continue to lead the race. Hopefully continue to lead the race for me.
It's a unique oval, isn't it? I mean, those tight turns 1 and 2. What is the strategy there? What sort of things do you look for when you come in?
Yeah, it is hard to get a good balance because of that. You've got a very tight and banked turn 1 and 2, and then on the other end of the track, it's almost wide open, close to wide open in qualifying. So it's hard to get the perfect balance, but I think it makes the racing better.
Will Power, the IndyCar driver. We'll get to a little bit more of that as we had a bit of a difficulty. Here we go.
Interesting for the drivers and the fans.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun for the fans. Tickets are selling really well for this. It's going to be a 2:30 start in the middle afternoon on a Sunday. It'll be hot. This was, of course, before we thought that it was going to be hot, and then the temperature absolutely has dropped. What a great break we have gotten, as a matter of fact, with temperatures in the 70s today. It'll get up to 80 maybe at most, but a really exciting setup for fans at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Joseph Newgarden is expected to be the favorite for this one. Why wouldn't he? He's won 4 of the last 6 races at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and I actually, in visiting with him, claimed that he could very well be the number 1 driver in IndyCar going right now.
I'm great. That's a big statement. A lot to live up to, but I feel good about it. You know, we've had a lot of luck and a lot of good opportunity, and love running here at Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's been a great track to us over the years.
What do you like about the track? You've been very successful here.
Yeah, you know, they're all different. IndyCar, the great thing about it is it requires versatility. You've got to be good on so many different types of tracks. And, you know, Indianapolis is totally different to what we do here. I think this track really requires it requires a confidence from you because it's a shorter oval. You know, you're more committed, I think, in the race car. When you enter the corner here, the car's very loaded up. You're doing 200 miles per hour, and you've got to be able to do that the entire time. But it's also when you're close proximity with other cars. In order to get through people or to make moves, you've got to be assertive and very confident. And not everybody is on an oval like this. They can be a little bit more timid. So that's a difference maker, I think, if you can find that confidence in the race car.
August 27th, 2:30 start approximately. And we have that ready to go with qualifying happening right now. So here's the situation over at the track. They actually were putting qualifying on hold for just a bit because of some debris in pit road, but they are now underway. You can watch this on Peacock, and we'll let you know how it turns out qualifying for this race at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Bommarito Automotive Group 500. It runs at 2:30, and it will be on NBC, the big network, as I'm not sure that we've had anything nationally come out of St. Louis on the big network level quite like this. This may be the one. I know that City has been on Fox Sports 1. Of course, the Cardinals do appear on occasion on Fox, so that would be one. But it's a pretty big event being on NBC, but it is broadcast around the world as well on many international streams and many people watching from around the world keeping an eye on this race. So because the drivers are from around the world. So we'll have much more on this race coming up. Again, we're going to keep an eye on what's happening in terms of IndyCar at Worldwide Technology Raceway, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. Elsewhere in racing today, NASCAR is running at Daytona. And that, of course, is something that is also a part of the St. Louis scene, as NASCAR runs at Worldwide Technology each year at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and will for quite some time, you would think, after selling it out. Really a scary story yesterday, though, in that NASCAR driver Ryan Preece was awake, alert, and mobile after his car rolled about a dozen times. A terrifying crash at Daytona. Stewart Haas Racing said the driver's been communicating with family and friends. He was hospitalized overnight. 32-year-old was able to climb out of his mangled number 41 Ford last night with help before emergency workers put him on a gurney and into an ambulance. He initially went into the track's infield care center before being transported to Halifax Health Medical Center for continued observation. He was scheduled to be evaluated again today, and certainly we wish the best to Ryan Preece and that NASCAR team. In football yesterday, Aaron Rodgers, wearing a Jets uniform, threw a 14-yard touchdown pass to Garrett Wilson, capped the second and final series of his preseason debut with New York, and helped his new squad to a 32-24 victory over the Giants. Four-time NFL MVP, played in the preseason for the first time since 2018 when he was with Green Bay. Capped the second series with a perfectly placed pass to Wilson in the left corner of the end zone with 8:23 left in the opening quarter. And that was it for Rodgers. He went 5 for 8 for 47 yards and a touchdown in his two series. Miami Dolphins wide receiver David Davis was carted off the field in an immobilized position after a collision in the fourth quarter of a preseason game against the Jaguars. The Dolphins say Davis was taken to a hospital for an evaluation, that he was conscious, had movement in all of his extremities. Players from both teams came onto the field as Davis laid face down on the turf for several minutes. After he was carted off, the coaches agreed to stop the game with 8:32 remaining in the fourth quarter and the Jaguars leading 31-18. The Big 12 Conference, they are continuing to keep an eye on what's happening with all these Power 5 teams moving around. They are adding BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, and UCF. 4 more schools poised to join next year. That's a footprint that will soon stretch from the sands of Florida all the way to Arizona, with the Pac-12 disintegrating as we speak. USC, which is heading to the Big Ten, opened the season with a 56-28 victory over San Jose State. Caleb Williams, Heisman hopeful, passed for 278 yards and 4 touchdowns in his return from his Heisman Trophy season. And Notre Dame was looking great yesterday, beating Navy in Dublin by a final of 42-3. Lionel Messi scored a dazzling goal in the 89th minute of his Major League Soccer debut and helped Inter Miami beat the New York Red Bulls 2-0. That ended an 11-match league winless streak. Watch out for Miami now. 48 years after Pele joined the North American Soccer League's New York Cosmos in an effort to jumpstart soccer in the United States, Messi came in the 60th minute last night. Huge cheers in Harrison, New Jersey, as Miami beat New York by a final of 2-0. Messi scored with the help of a pair of former Barcelona teammates. And yes, that was his first MLS game because he's been playing in the League's Cup, at that effort that was won by Miami in the end. Victor Hovland's 1 round away from the FedEx Cup title and its $18 million prize. Hovland shot a 66 to build a 6-shot lead over Xander Schauffele in the Tour Championship. Hovland coming off a 61 in the final round last week at Olympia Fields to win the BMW Championship. We have the BMW coming to St. Louis in 2026. We have the President's Cup coming to St. Louis in 2030. Both of those events will be played at Belle Reef Country Club. But in a couple of weeks, we have the Ascension Charity Classic, the PGA Tour Champions event. When we come back, Dan Reardon has more on that upcoming event at Norwood Hills Country Club. I'm Tom Ackerman. More sports to come. Sports on a Sunday morning right after this on KMOX.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? Hi, I'm Dr. Michael Glickert with St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, and I know the secret. My unique weight loss program makes it easy to lose weight, get healthy, and get your energy back naturally, safely, and effectively. You'd love to lose unhealthy fat without counting points or calories, no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no HCG, no surgery, and no hypnosis. Call my office now at 314-207-8600.
This is Debbie Monterey, and I can tell you, thanks to St. Louis Weight Loss Secret, it feels great. I lost 20 pounds in the first 30 days, and I've lost more than 30 pounds in 60 days. And you can do this. Real food that helps to speed up your metabolism. It is amazing to watch the pounds fall off.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month. That's a half a pound to a pound per day. For your free private weight loss consultation, call 314-207-8600. That's 314-207-8600. or online at moweightloss.com.
Results may vary. Hi, Ken Newbold for Newbold Toyota. 2023 is our 50th year of being a Toyota dealer, so come see us. We're on Highway 64 in O'Fallon, Illinois, or check us online at newboldtoyota.com. You'll be sold on Newbold.
Dr. Colleen Bosler from the Audiology Center.
Have you ever felt like sitting back or giving up at a family gathering because you're tired of working so hard to hear? Have you ever avoided going to an event because you know you won't be able to hear well? Then your hearing loss that you're suffering from is ruining your quality of life. We have seen it firsthand, but I promise you, if you make your hearing a priority, we will make you a priority.
Dr. Bosler, what kind of response are you getting to your new hearing aids?
People are loving these new hearing aids and telling us that they provide a smooth sound, and they're giving a noticeable reduction in that interfering background noise, which allows for them to have more clarity and understanding in those noisier settings. Make an appointment to see us today, and we can help you get your quality of life back. You have nothing to lose.
Dr. Colleen Bosler at the Audiology Center, 636-441-7470, or learn more, theaudiologycenterstl.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. At Onder Law, we know you have questions after an injury. Do I need a lawyer? What's my case worth? How long will it take? At Onder Law, our intake team will listen to your situation and get you to the right attorney. So when you have questions about a car crash, a work-related injury, or a life-changing accident, Onder Law has the team that's right for you.
Onder Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Call 314 or 618-900,000 to learn more.
You know the Midwest Money slogan, isn't cash in the bank better than scrap in the drawer? This is Johnny Rabbit. Midwest Money, the oldest coin shop in St. Louis. Buying, selling, and trading since 1971. Silver and gold, coins, sterling silver, flags, medals, daggers, and more. Not sure what you have? Bring your collectibles to someone you can trust. Midwest Money at the corner of Hampton and Holly Hills. You'll be happy you did.
Broadcasting from the Onder Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studios.
KMOX.
Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Welcome back to the show. Let's turn our attention to golf. And here's KMOX's Dan Reardon.
An opportunity to visit with Steve Spratt, the tournament president for the Ascension Charity Classic. Steve, first of all, welcome to KMOX.
Thank you for having me.
You know, I learned something I think new about your event that I had never considered before, and that is the event staff for this event also works for the title sponsor. That you work for Ascension, but you also work for the Ascension Charity Classic. And that's sort of different, I think, in golf. Oftentimes there's an event staff and then they liaison with the title sponsor. Am I correct?
Well, we do have dedicated staff that work for H&S Sports. So there's 5 people that work full-time on the Ascension Charity Classic that are not employees of Ascension, but we retain their services to run the event. And then they bring in a bunch of people. But there are 3 or 4 of us that work for Ascension that are at least partially focused on the tournament.
So how did you navigate to the tournament?
How did I navigate to the tournament? Nick Ragone and I were involved originally in negotiating with the PGA Tour champions to have an event. And then it just sort of evolved into someone has to run it from a title sponsor side. So I was voluntold that that would be me.
And then given that circumstance, what percentage of your year annually do you spend on this event? And what percentage do you spend on your other duties with Ascension?
I would say it's probably about 80% other duties, 20% the tournament, except for the 2 weeks leading up to the tournament and tournament week. And then in which case it flips to 80-20, and 80% of my time is on the tournament and 20% is on everything else.
When I worked for the LPGA event here in St. Louis, I worked with Chris Roseman, who's now with the St. Louis Sports Commission, and he was in management for that tournament. But that week, Chris became very blue collar. He was not management. He was on the course all the time. I sort of have that same picture of Steve Spratt, that if I'm looking for you tournament week, I shouldn't start at the skyboxes.
I think that's exactly right. Other than right before the trophy ceremony, I'm not in a skybox. I learned the first year that if you don't force yourself to go out and at least watch a little bit of golf, you don't see any. It was on Sunday of the first year, and I made a point to take a few of my team members out, and we each watched for a half hour or so, just so we could take in the event. I had a sponsor here last year, and he was playing in one of the Pro-Ams, and he came over to me after he'd put his clubs away, and he said, I just figured you were the face of it and you didn't do anything, but I looked over and you had 12 boxes on the back of your golf cart, and you were in the trailer pulling stuff out, and it's pretty much all hands on deck during tournament week. Everybody's blue collar.
Operations, basically the title of what you work in, tournament operations?
Yeah, I think that's right. Tournament operations and sales. Certainly, we're always looking for more sponsors, more hospitality, more pro-am teams. But when it gets to this point, this close to the event, are the fences up? Is everything in the hospitality right? Just you name it, and we're ticking off the punch list.
And as much as you can plan for things, you're always going to get something you don't expect. And last year, a rogue storm pulled in and parked itself directly over your golf course. Talk about that Sunday morning.
So we were trapped in the trailer on Saturday night, and it rained probably 1.5 inches in about 75 minutes or so. And our trailer is a ways south of the clubhouse and where the players park. And when we came out, when we were able to stick our heads out, there were player placards from the parking lot 200 yards from where they parked. And 17 was a water slide. All of the TVs had been at least partially damaged through the storm. And it was one of those freak occurrences where they didn't get any rain at the airport, and we're not very far from the airport. They didn't get any rain in U City, and we're not very far from U City, but it parked over Norwood and really dumped on us. The next day, I had a ton of members come up to me and say, "Why are they playing lift, clean, and place? It didn't rain last night." I said, "Oh, it rained here last night." All of the bunkers were washed out. I've never been more amazed. That night, I was talking with Dan Sullivan of H&S Sports, Nick Ragone with Ascension, and I don't know that we're going to be able to play tomorrow. I just came from the golf course, and all of those superintendents that volunteer their time came out here and redid the bunkers, got everything in good shape other than having to play lift, clean, and place. It was quite amazing.
Again, going back to my background with the LPGA, the first year we hosted the event, we knew we were the new shiny object in town. We weren't too concerned about it if we did our job well. The second year, we counted on a honeymoon of sorts. The third year is where we were concerned that we had to sort of justify the interest and the attention. Talk about your third year.
Well, I think the key for us is that it's always been about the charitable dollars raised. You obviously have to focus on the experience because you do get that shiny new object lift the first year. People are like, I'll check it out, but they won't come back if they don't enjoy the experience. So we really focus heavily on what a fan experiences. We're always looking for something new and fun, whether it be a fan zone or a business expo or whatever we can come up with, Legends Challenge, etc., to make the event fun. Because to be fair, most of our fans are not diehard golf fans like you and I. So you have to make it an experience. Like I was in Grand Blanc, Michigan this week with the Champions Tour event, and I was with Scott Hovis of the MGA, and we're like, oh, that's Dickie Pride, oh, that's Glenn Day. And I said, Scott, what do you think the percentage of people that know who these people are? And he said, I'd say it's probably less than 50. And you'd be in that 50, but there's great golf, but they're not everyday names like Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Lee Trevino, like it was at the beginning of the Champions Tour. So while the golf is good, you really need to focus on the fan experience.
You mentioned the Legends Classic, and this year you're going a different direction. The first 2 years you were dealing with purely golfers who were playing, and this year you're going the athletic route. Is that becoming a harder window to fill?
This year's been a little challenging. We had a lot of scheduling conflicts, and we had some names that sort of took themselves out of consideration at the very end because their schedules wouldn't allow it. Last year, we did have Ryan O'Reilly participate, which was fun, and we've had Ozzie Smith and Craig Berube the last 2 years. This year, we have Chris Pronger, Blues Hall of Famer, Robert Thomas, current Blues star. We have Ozzie, and I think we're going to have Berube. He's been looking. He wants to hand off the baton, but he can't find someone that schedule works. And then Hale Irwin will be there as kind of a captain. Nancy Lopez will be here again, but she had shoulder surgery, I believe, so she can chip and putt, but she can't swing the club. But she could not be a more gracious ambassador for the event, so she adds quite a bit to it.
Is there anything that Steve Spratt or the tournament has wanted to do but never quite figured out how to do it?
We've talked a lot about a concert, and we've done the math on it, and there's a lot of risk in running a concert with very little upside. If we knocked it out of the park, we thought it might add $20,000 to the charitable take. And that's a lot of risk for not a ton of reward when we've given over $1 million last year. Maybe next year we'll start with a comedian concert, something smaller. But we're always looking for something like that. And then you have the risk of the weather, right? At the Ally Challenge this week in Michigan, they do a concert on Friday night on the driving range. Well, it poured there yesterday, and during the Pro-Am, the players and the amateurs had to walk because they don't have continuous cart paths, and that driving range is a swamp. But they still bring 10 to 15,000 in there for the concert. But that would keep me up at night worrying about the weather for a concert.
And then two final questions for Steve Spratt. You may not be able to answer either one. When this event was rumored coming to town, when we knew that the PGA Tour was looking to bring a senior event to St. Louis, one of the rumors was there were two courses under consideration, and it eventually came down to Norwood. Was that an accurate rumor? And if so, how did it end up at Norwood?
That's an accurate rumor. The tour came to Norwood in April of the first year, I think. The year we didn't have it, the year we canceled it because of COVID. And Norwood hadn't come through the winter in the best shape and so they were like, I don't know, there's this other course is in better shape, maybe we should move it. The reason it ended up in North County is because that's the mission of this golf tournament, is to raise charitable dollars for an underserved area. And so if you move it to Ladue or Town and Country, it doesn't have the same impact.
And then looking forward, assuming the best case scenario and you guys extend your contract and go out there, you get to 2026, and 3 weeks before your normal place on the calendar, the PGA Tour comes to St. Louis with a FedEx event at Belle Reve. Have there been discussions on how you'll handle that? I can't imagine from a marketing standpoint you could stage 3 weeks apart.
Well, we have had discussions and how do we partner with them. I was talking to Miller Brady, the commissioner of the Champions Tour, this week. They had the U.S. Open and the Bowling Classic up in Greater Washington, whatever that was, 4 or 5 years ago, and they didn't notice a precipitous drop in sponsorship. The price point of the Champions Tour is so much smaller than a PGA Tour event, or even less than like the PGA Championship. So, you can get a 12-person private all-inclusive space for the Century Charity Classic for $15,000. 6x that, and that's probably what you're going to need for the FedEx. So we're not a budget buster. Will we have maybe a little bit of drop fighting for some of those sponsors? That's possible, but at this point, I think the event stands on its own, and we'll coexist for that year. We'll support them, they'll support us, and we'll make it a great event.
Steve, thanks for your time on KMOX. I look forward to seeing you on the golf course tournament week.
I can't wait. Thanks, Dan.
Back with more on KMOX.
All right, Dan, thanks very much. That's Steve Spratt from Ascension with our Dan Reardon. And Tiger Woods turns 50 in a couple years and has indicated that he'd like to be part of the St. Louis scene as well. Nothing official there, of course. We're still a ways away from that, but you got some big names playing in St. Louis again this year and in years to come at Norwood Hills Country Club. Big names on the track right now at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Takuma Sato just moments ago turned the fastest lap of the morning, 181.427 miles per hour. He is currently leading in qualifying, but the big boys are about to come up. Joseph Newgarden, Alex Palou, Scott McLaughlin. They have yet to qualify. Graham Rahal just turned a lap of 178.360. That puts him at 10th on the list so far, with Takuma Sato again with the fastest run at 181.427. There are some others out there as well. Elio Castroneves just qualified. He is currently 6 on that list. Connor Daly, 4 on that list. We'll continue to watch it as Worldwide Technology Raceway's IndyCar race, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500, is today at 2:35. Kind of how this thing plays out, and the reason they're qualifying right now is because of the rain yesterday. So the schedule update is as follows. They're going to run this qualifying for the next hour or so. And then they will clear the track and be ready for the USAC Silver Crown Series Out Front 100. That's at 12:20 today. That's an 80-lap race, a 100-mile race. Then once they are finished with that at around 1:45, they're going to do an appreciation for law enforcement. They'll have a parade going around the track, and that'll be a really beautiful scene with the IndyCar Series drivers being introduced at 2 o'clock. At 2:19, the invocation and national anthem. They will have a flyover from Scott Air Force Base. A C-21 is going to fly over, and then the command for drivers to their cars, and a 2:35 start for the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. Again, it's on NBC this afternoon, and KMOX will be there as well. We have Cardinal baseball coming your way in a little under an hour, 11:40 pregame, and a 12:35 first pitch. John Mozeliak will join us here on this show at 11:30. After the 11 o'clock news, it's Lutz Fan and Steel.
When it's time to shop for your next pair of shoes, consider New Balance St. Louis. We have the largest selection of styles and sizes to help you find the perfect fit. See for yourself why New Balance is the most referred athletic brand by medical professionals. Our fit pros are extremely knowledgeable and take the time to understand your specific goals and activities. Customer service and selection makes all the difference when selecting a shoe store. Visit us in Creve Coeur, Richmond Heights, and Fairview Heights. New Balance St. Louis. Nationally known, locally owned.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
For a limited time, First Community is offering an 18-month certificate of deposit that pays 5% annual percentage yield and a 12-month certificate that pays 4.25% annual percentage yield. Unlike some high-risk investments, CDs are fully insured to keep your savings safe, and a return on your investment is guaranteed. Requires a $500 minimum deposit to open. Call 1-800-767-8880 for terms and conditions. Federally insured up to $250,000 by NCUA.
Imagine walking into your house on a scorching hot day and the AC isn't working. Who are you going to call? More importantly, who can you trust? Hi, this is John Hancock from my friends at Smart House Heating and Cooling. Smart House has been awarded the coveted Torch Award from the Better Business Bureau, the absolute highest rating for integrity and customer satisfaction. Check them out online at callsmarthouse.com. The best service, the best value, and the best products, like the Mitsubishi Electric Mini Split. Smart House Heating and Cooling. They'll always do the right thing for you.
Hello, everybody. I'm John Rooney. Do you have an old car that's taking up room in the driveway? Repairs are costly and selling is a hassle. That's why you should donate it to Goodwill. Donating is quick and towing is free. Plus, you get a tax receipt and 4 tickets to a Cardinals game, compliments of the St. Louis Cardinals. That's a win-win. For more information or to donate, visit online at mersgoodwill.org. Must mention Cardinals.
Andrea, what are you doing up there on the Best Buy flooring sign?
Scott, I'm letting contractors know that we have the best flooring.
Come down from there because they need to come in and see our huge selection of carpet, carpet tile, luxury vinyl plank, luxury vinyl tile, sheet vinyl, laminate, hardwood, and ceramic tile in person.
Yes, we will not be undersold. Come see us at our 2 locations, 7301 North Lindbergh Boulevard in Hazelwood, Missouri, and 1851 West US Highway 50 in O'Fallon, Illinois. Open 7 days a week. Best flooring, best selection, Best Buy Flooring.
KMOX KEZK HD2 St. Louis.
The home of the Cardinals. KMOX. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Linda Kenyon in Washington. The FBI is investigating a mass shooting in Jacksonville, Florida as a hate crime. A white gunman killed 3 black people. CBS's Wendy Gillette has the story.
There were tears and deep grief outside the Dollar General store in the northwest section of Jacksonville, where police say a white man filled with hate launched a devastating attack.
Plainly put, this shooting was racially motivated.
and he hated black people.
Police say the gunman, who was in his 20s, donned a bulletproof vest and mask in the predominantly black neighborhood before entering the store. They say he was armed with a handgun and an AR-15 style rifle painted with swastikas.
3 U.S. Marines have been killed after their Osprey helicopter crashed in northern Australia. Reporter Scott Mayman has more from Canberra.
Australian officials are working with the U.S. Defence Force personnel as they reach out to family members and also start the probe into the cause of the crash. About 150 U.S. Marines are stationed in Darwin.
20 others were injured in the crash. It happened during an international military training exercise. The Kremlin says genetic analysis confirms Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin did die in that plane crash earlier this week, along with everyone else aboard. Russia expert Stephen Fish says the crash could mark the end of the mercenary military force Prigozhin founded.
He's decapitated the entire Wagner group that Prigozhin led. The second in command in the Wagner group, Dmitry Utkin, he's the one who named the Wagner group. In fact, he named it after Richard Wagner because Wagner was Hitler's favorite composer. He was killed in the plane crash, as well as several other top Wagner operatives.
The first GOP presidential debate is done. What was one of the most striking moments for former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie, who took part?
The most lasting moment of the debate from Wednesday night is when you had 6 of the 8 candidates on that stage raise their hand and say they would support a convicted felon for president of the United States. I think our standards should be higher.
Christie, who appeared on CBS's Face the Nation, was once a Trump supporter. Now he's running against him. COVID cases are creeping back up across the country. KOVR reporter Sadie Brown is in Sacramento, California.
The steady climb of cases has resulted in more hospitalizations, according to the CDC, since early July, and can be seen trickling down to public spaces. Spaces like the Mary L. Stephan Public Library in Davis. They announced that they will be closed Sunday due to short staff because some have come down with the virus.
Health officials say people over 70 make up the largest number of those hospitalized due to COVID. This is CBS News.
Hire with minimal effort and max speed with Indeed. Their hiring solution platform helps you attract, interview, and hire candidates efficiently. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Mid-America's most trusted source for news. KMOX.
At 11:03, we have cloudy skies and 71 degrees downtown at the Arch. Good morning. I'm Scott Jagow. Our top story, 2 police officers recovering after being hit by a car on I-70 last night.
Eastbound lanes of the highway west of Jennings Station Road. Both male victims said to be 27, both taken by ambulance to the hospital with moderate to serious injuries. The Highway Patrol crash report does not list which department employs the officers, but one of the men has a LinkedIn page that says he works for the North County Police Cooperative. Investigators say the men were outside their squad car checking on an abandoned vehicle around 8:30 Saturday night when they were struck. Troopers say a 64-year-old fluorescent man was behind the wheel. Brad Choate, KMOX News.
A toddler from St. Louis and a 32-year-old St. Louis woman were killed in a car accident Friday night. Happened in southwest Missouri near the Arkansas border. The Highway Patrol says Zhao Zhen and a 1-year-old boy were passengers in a car whose driver ran a stop sign. This was near Monette. The driver and a 3-year-old female passenger suffered non-life-threatening injuries. A Missouri native and icon of American TV has died. Bob Barker hosted The Price is Right for almost 40 years, developing a devoted fan base ranging from retirees to kids homesick from school.
Bob Barker's real passion was animal rights.
I began to be aware of the terrible mistreatment and exploitation of animals in our country, in the world, as a matter of fact. And I just felt compelled to try to do what I could do.
He testified in Washington on the plight of captive elephants and closed his final show with the same simple plea he had done thousands of times before.
And please remember, help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered. Goodbye, everybody.
Bob Barker was 99. Organizers are meeting this week with leaders from the city, the Grove neighborhood, and dozens of vendors to look at a rescheduling of the Moonlight Ramble. It was canceled last night because of showers and thunderstorms. It is a St. Louis summertime tradition. This is supposed to be the 59th edition of the Moonlight Ramble. Today's weather is beautiful. Cloudy skies this afternoon, high of 79. We're looking at 66 overnight and then 83 tomorrow, 87 on Tuesday, and 87 on Wednesday. It is 69 in St. Peter's, 70 in Florissant. We have 71 downtown. I'm Scott Jagow, KMOX News.
This is the Graybar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Graybar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Now, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
I've got a quick Bob Barker story. So our news editor and reporter, Brad Choate, and I were actually poking around today on this one off and on this morning, because I don't know if people realize Bob Barker went to high school in Springfield, Missouri, went to Central High School. He went to college at Drury College on a basketball scholarship. While he was in Missouri for that period of time, of course, he became quite fond of, you can guess it, St. Louis Cardinals. And at one point, as the story goes, that was picked up by Whitey Herzog, who this is Brad actually looked up this story, who, and I think it's in Bob's autobiography, that Herzog jokingly said, I'll pay you $1 a year to not pitch for us, because he grew up wanting to be a Cardinals pitcher. And that I think at some point they sent him a jacket and he would wear his Cardinals jacket. But Bob Barker was a Cardinals fan. The other thing was he met his wife in Springfield in high school. He invited her to an Ella Fitzgerald concert, his classmate Dorothy Joe, when they were 15 years old. And they fell in love. And when he was 21, when he was on leave as a Navy pilot, they eloped to St. Louis. They got married here in St. Louis. And Bob always was a longtime Cardinals fan. I think that's a neat thing. One of the other great game show hosts in history of television, Pat Sajak, who's retiring as the host of Wheel of Fortune, is a huge baseball fan. He is a Dodgers fan. And I'm going to try to reach out to Pat, because Pat reached out to me on email randomly like a decade ago and said he heard something on our broadcast. He was listening to the Cardinals game on KMOX and heard something that was said and wanted a clarification on it, and be like, I'm sorry to bother you, but this is Pat Sajak. I was like, what? Anyway, I'm trying to track him down because I'd like to get him on to talk. Maybe the two of them, I'm not sure what their history is, if they ever got together to talk ball, but I thought that was pretty cool. I loved Bob Barker. I mean, I loved as a kid watching The Price is Right. When you were sick from school or something, you made sure you watched it. If you were home from school for whatever reason, it was always on at 11 o'clock, right? Yeah, 11 o'clock, right before lunch. And I loved him in Happy Gilmore. It was this scene that stole the movie of him beating the daylights out of Adam Sandler in Happy Gilmore. I also loved, and as we're going to miss Bob Barker, I love this tweet. Did you see the one from, who was it? Louis Vertel. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This tweet's gotten, millions of views already. He said, I cannot believe Bob Barker lived as close to 100 as possible without going over. God bless him. Bob Barker at 99 has passed away, and we certainly will miss him. The Cardinals lost yesterday 12-1 to the Phillies, and that was just another game that got away from him. This has been a rough go for the Cardinals. We're going to talk to John Mozeliak about it at 11:30. Joe Pott has pregame at 11:40. Before that, we'll talk to Lutz Pfannenstiel, sporting director, St. Louis City SC. And right now, qualifying is going on at Worldwide Technology Raceway for the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. It's going to run at 2:35 today on NBC. Your current leader in qualifying is Colton Herta. Herta, 181.946 miles per hour. Felix Rosenquist is second. And Takuma Sato, who won this race in 2019, is third in the qualifying. And we'll continue to watch and see where everybody ends up. And some of the bigger names are about to take their laps around the track. That would be Joseph Newgarden and Alex Palou and some of the big names like that. So that's on the way. A 2:35 start for IndyCar at Worldwide Technology Raceway. City, by the way, and we're going to talk to Lutz here in a few minutes, lost. They fell to a good Orlando City team. I mean, there's no shame in losing it. Orlando City 6-0-4 in their last 10 home games. They are tied for second in the East right now in Major League Soccer. They have a very good record, 43 points. St. Louis has 44 points, and they are the leader in the West. You're going to see City take on Dallas this Wednesday. So a quick turnaround, and they'll play Dallas on Y98 FM. That will be happening this Wednesday at 7:30. Right now, City with a 4-point lead on Los Angeles in the West. Real Salt Lake is 7 points behind them for third place, and Seattle is 8 points behind them for fourth place. So they have a big lead right now. Los Angeles down 4, Real Salt Lake down 7 in the West of MLS. Lutz will talk about that and more when we come right back. He joins us every Sunday at 11:15. We're happy to have him. We only have 25 minutes left in the show. We'll get right to it right after this.
We go where you go. 11:20 a.m., 98.7 FM, KMOX.com.
Want to be a legendary player? It all begins at Horseshoe St. Louis Casino. Horseshoe offers all the thrills. Join the excitement on the casino floor. Tee off at the Top Golf Swing Suite. Catch the game at the Sports Bar. Or relax at the Four Seasons Spa. An unexpected oasis in the heart of downtown. In a quick walk from the ballpark. Horseshoe St. Louis, a Caesars Rewards destination. Legendary. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-BETS-OFF.
Hi, I'm Jim Brennan, president of McKelvey Homes. Founded in 1898, McKelvey Homes is celebrating 125 years with our inventory home sale. Get $12,500 off of all our market homes. Move in quick, lock in your interest rate, and get all the popular features and colors selected by design professionals. And for every home sold, McKelvey Homes will donate $1,898 to Dravet Syndrome Foundation. Visit McKelveyHomes.com.
Hi, Joe Buck for New Space. Since 1984, the home organization experts at New Space have been on a mission to create spaces that make everyday life easier. Custom closets, home offices, pantries, laundry rooms, and even garages, New Space can get your whole home organized. And from their expert design to the final installation, New Space guarantees your 100% satisfaction. So go to newspace.com to get started with St. Louis's home organization experts.
With a New Space.
That's newspace.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
I'm Jim Onder. After an injury, you need someone you can trust to explain and carry you through. At Onder Law, we know what it's like to face tough times. We know how hard it can be to see a light at the end of the tunnel, especially when you're hurt, struggling to make ends meet, and overwhelmed by our legal system. We're not only on your side, we're by your side.
Onder Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Call 314 or 618-900,000 to learn more.
If power outages are putting a damper on your day, Reinhold Electric has your back. Their professional electrical services can handle emergency repairs, and they can offer backup generators to keep your home or business running smoothly no matter how severe the storms are. They understand the importance of uninterrupted power for commercial properties, storefronts, restaurants, retirement communities, and your home. Get a quote for a permanent solution or a quick connection box. 314-631-1158. 314-631-1158. Tell them Bo sent you to Reinhold Electric.
What keeps you up at night? If it's a new diagnosis or an aging parent or just being home alone, our St. Louis-based ACM Care can help. Their RNs will listen to you, advocate for you, and get you through this. ACM Care is a nonprofit based right here in St. Louis. They've been helping St. Louisans for over 24 years, and they want to help you too. The first call is free. You can reach them at 314-293-0697 or acmcare.org or Google them. ACM Care will get you care.
We disagree, but we're not insane. And I feel like people want that. Disagreement, opposing viewpoints, but no real anger.
Yeah, and I think if you're going to have a conversation about big issues, you have to give the other person the benefit of a doubt that they're coming from a good place.
And also, we like to have fun. I think everybody needs a little bit of fun, especially now.
I mean, it's no secret I laugh, Ron. Have you heard about that? Have you heard that I laugh?
It's a lot.
I'm a lot.
It's Chris and Amy, weekdays 10 to 1 on KMOX.
The Streamline Cheetah is fast,
turbocharged race cars even faster, and rockets that can escape the Earth's gravity to explore space, they're the fastest. Yet still, those are nothing compared to the faster-than-fast response you'll get when you phone Jerry Kelly. If your AC's gone kerplunk, they'll hustle and be there quick as a bunny. Cool comfort matters to you, you bet. And it really matters to Jerry Kelly Heating and Air. Schedule online now at
JerryKelly.com. KMOX Weekend at your service. Sponsored by Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Installation. Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
By Orlando, but picked up by Marcanic, top of the 18. Wanted to weave a pass through, takes it away in front of Thoresen, tries to cross from the end line. In deep, and it's a City goal! Oh, baby! Marcanic to Rasmus. Oh, but they're going to wave it off. They said it was over the end line on the Marcanic cross. It got right on the chalk. Then Alm swirled it home near post. And the call is made. It's in! Yes! It is ruled in. Rasmus Alm has tied the game. We're 1-1 in Orlando. How will they play it here? Looks like Torres drops it to the 18. Hot shot, and what a block.
Handball.
City comes sliding in front. It looked like it hit the face of a defender. Maybe, says Orlando, a handball. They want the VAR checked. Torres from the spot. He'll go with the left foot. 9 minutes will be the designation for stoppage time. Torres a shot, and he gets it. Berkey dove left. And
just toying with our emotions there. Back and forth it goes in a wild game last night. St. Louis and Orlando City, as it turns out, a 2-0 win for Orlando. And joining us is the sporting director of St. Louis City SC, Lutz Pfannenstiel. That was one heck of a game, and unfortunately came out on the losing end. Lutz, how are you?
Hey, good morning. I'm all right. A little bit disappointed. I thought we did well enough to pick up a point, Orlando definitely a good team, one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. They are difficult to play away, of course. But as you had it in the highlights, it was a tough decision to lose again on a 90th minute penalty after you worked so hard. But yeah, we just don't have much time to complain because Wednesday, Dallas at home is another big one for us.
We heard Marcanic's name a couple of times there. He actually came into this match let's see, the 72nd minute, and made his presence felt in terms of an assist as well. How did you think Marcanic was in his first match?
Yeah, I think, it was definitely an interesting one. Joachim Nielsen, he started the game. We had him on for 73 minutes. That's when Anthony came on and came in as a left back. He did well. His first game, the cross to Rasmus with the goal was really good. It definitely wasn't out, even though it was checked for felt like 5 minutes. But and then he was involved in the handball, which was definitely a bit unfortunate. He just tried to block it. The ball, he had a bleeding lip after the game, so it did hit him in the face as well. But it was hard to tell where I was sitting. It was even hard to tell if you looked at the different video replays, did it hit his hand first or whatever it was. It's just his decisions. But if you looking at his first game, I think Anthony did really well.
I thought it was a tough game to take, of course, a tough result to take. But granted, you didn't have Tim Parker in this one. We are thrilled for Tim and his wife on their new little baby. We got a new member of the City family, Lutz.
Yeah, that's this moment where I think.
Oh, we lost Lutz. We'll get him back. But they did have a baby, and we're excited for the Parker family. Did not have Tim Parker in this match. Did have Klaus, though. Klaus came in the 78th minute, made his first appearance since its injury against Colorado. You know when that was? How long ago that was? April 22nd. April 22nd. It has been 4 months since we saw Klaus in a match for St. Louis City SC. I have to think that is a huge development. And with that, we bring Lutz back in. And I was mentioning, he was only in for the final, 13 minutes or so, but what a tremendous addition to have Klaus back out there, Lutz.
And you felt it. He's difficult to defend. There's a lot of respect from the opposition defenders. And if you look at the goal, there was Rasmus in the box and there was Klaus in the box, and two defenders went straight to Klaus, tried to actually focus more on him. And Rasmus actually took that space and scored. So it's big to have Klaus back also for Wednesday. Blom will be back, Parker will be back. So it gives us, again, more options. And it's definitely not easy to replace Tim Parker, which is just a true leader, as well as Blom in the midfield position. But again, Blom had a bit of a rest now this weekend, so he will be definitely hot for the midweek game. And we just have to tick off the Orlando game. It was just not the way we wanted it, and the result was not the result we wanted, but we need to look forward. It's 9 more games, and I think having 3 games away coming up after the Dallas game, the Dallas home game, is a really important one for us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to be 7:30 on Y98 FM on Wednesday. That's a big trio to bring back there. Blom as well as Klaus, and then you'll have Parker, as you pointed out. You also played a good team. Orlando's a good team out of the East. They have 43 points. You have 44. You lead the West. This expansion story continues as you made history, scoring your 50th MLS goal of the season in 25 games. Lutz, that's the fastest ever expansion team to score 50. I know you've been enjoying the ride here and also navigating some of the lows to go with the highs, but that would be a high right there. That is a big-time mark.
Yeah, if you're just looking at numbers and statistics and you're looking at the table, then of course there is not much to complain. But that's the dangerous thing, Tom. You need to be focused, and you need to look at the reality, and reality is often on the field, and numbers don't always help you if you look at that. So it's great to have a look at the table and say, wow, we scored 50 goals, and pat each other on the shoulder tomorrow morning, but then it needs to be gone again. And there is a lot of more games to be played. There is a lot of more goals which have to be scored. So for us to go and break this record, it's a great thing. But in the end of the day, we want to win games, and we want to finish as high as possible in the table and trying to get as high as possible in the playoffs. That's all what counts. And it's a nice little stat to have. But I don't really take that much importance on it.
No, I get you totally. That's for us to celebrate, really. City taking on Dallas. What kind of a team is Dallas, Lutz?
Well, I think we have a little, an open one with them, because that game we played in Dallas was a weird one, 0-0. Then we got pushed off the field, flew back home, came back 2 weeks later, and lost 2-0. Bit of a rough game down there. So definitely a team which we want to beat, where we also want to be at home in our fortress, be the team who actually is dominating. They're not easy to play. They're defensively pretty good. They don't score many goals, but they also don't give many chances away. They're well organized, and they have this Ferreira, a US international, which is really dangerous on the break. I mean, we know them well. They know us pretty well. So it's more for us to really be focused, play our game, and try to be as dominant as we were against Austin last weekend. And that's what we just have to focus, really, not on the opponent too much. Let's focus on a home game, especially how we want to play, to give our rhythm, to give our speed and our pace. And then I hope we can pick 3 points.
Well said. Dallas had a tough July. They won a game, lost 2, and had 1 draw, but they came out yesterday and beat Austin 1-0. So to your point, they are a team certainly that can handle its business. It'll be St. Louis City SC against Dallas. It's happening on Wednesday at City Park, which has been an unbelievable venue. It really has. One last thing for you, and that is, because I haven't talked to you since this happened, that was the match last week against Austin. And I know we like to talk about this crowd all the time, but they continue to amaze me. That was a cauldron in terms of heat and humidity, and they were unbelievable that night against Austin, Lutz.
Yeah, alone the fact that they stand for 97, 98 minutes without sitting down, is crazy. But Yeah, I mean, we really wanted that, and I think we also depend on that to have the 12th man in the stand. It's just a good, positive energy. Whenever there is a little moment of when we're getting tired, and we did get tired towards the end of the game in that heat, I think the crowd is started pushing us again, and every time we conceded, 3 minutes later we scored because we felt the energy from the stand. So yeah, I think that's like a bit of a fairy tale for every footballer or coach or sporting director. When you watch that, how you're supported, and it definitely helped us to have the point where we have right now, to have that really, really great crowd at home.
On a night like that, where your fans are supporting you, your players are trying to find an extra gear and a little edge anywhere they can. It's nice to know that they recognize that and feel that from the fans. So that's a good message to the group. We appreciate it very much, Lutz. Thanks as always for joining us on these Sunday mornings.
Thank you so much. Have a nice Sunday.
Good luck against Dallas. That'll be Wednesday, 7:30, Y98 FM. Cardinals coming up at 12:35, 11:40 pregame. John Mozeliak joins us for the final 5 minutes of the show next.
We all know how important nutrition is to our health, so why don't we do something about it? With Neovitin Men's 50 Plus, you can give your body sensible doses of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to support your daily health. Formulated for men over 50, Neovitin Men's 50 Plus gives you B vitamins to support energy and our proprietary physician-formulated blend for daily support you won't find anywhere else. Do something about your health today with Neovitin Men's 50 Plus. Available at your local Schnucks and Deerbergs.
Hey, I'm Reba McEntire. Growing up in Oklahoma, I had big dreams of becoming a successful country music singer. But I also knew the odds were against me and that I needed an education to fall back on. Studying never got in the way of my dreams. In fact, school gave me lots of opportunities I wouldn't have had otherwise with my career. Please stay in school and try your best. You never know where a good education might take you. This message is brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Ah, summer. Time to head to the pool, hit the links, and enjoy some Cardinals baseball.
And this one is going to leave the yard. A home run for Goldie. Oh, did he crush it?
With the free Odyssey app, you can stream every Cardinals game on News Radio 1120 KMOX, no matter what you're doing this summer.
Safe, a double steal for O'Neill and Walker.
Get in the game and download the free Odyssey app today. That's AUDACY.
From KMOX Sports.
Hi, I'm Paul Goldschmidt. Time now for a look at yesterday's game with 9 and 60.
Next pitch from him is hammered to left field. Down the line, stay fair. It's a big fly. Lucan Baker, his first big league home run. Into the seats and left. And the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead.
A swing and a miss. Wheeler strikes out the side. 5 strikeouts in 2 innings of work.
Next pitch to him is hit sharply to right for a base hit. He drives in a run, and the Phillies lead 2-1. Is a little looper into center field. That's going to drop for a hit, and that's going to score Kyle Schwarber. And the Phillies tack on yet another run. It's hit high and deep to right field. Burleson back to the track. He looks up, and that one's gone.
The pitch, a swing and a miss, and this ballgame has come to an end. The Phillies ran away from the Cardinals tonight, 12-1.
Follow the Cardinals all season long on 98.7 FM, 1120 AM, and streaming on KMOX.com. Welcome back to the Gray Bar Sports on a Sunday morning.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive.
He hits a slammer.
Gray Bar, your distributor for electrical and datacom needs.
Billikens win! Billikens win!
Once again, from the Stifel Financial Sports Studio, Tom Ackerman.
Just in over at Worldwide Technology Raceway, Scott McLaughlin has earned the pole for this afternoon's IndyCar race, the Bommarito Automotive Group 500. McLaughlin, who appeared on KMOX here recently, 182.951 miles per hour. Joseph Newgarden, the 4-time winner, will start second. Colton Herta, Pato O'Ward, and Alex Palou finish out the top 5. Those are your leaders going into today's race. Green flag at 2:35 on NBC. On KMOX today at 12:35, it's the Cardinals and the Philadelphia Phillies. It's 11:30, and that means it's time to turn our attention to John Mozeliak, president of baseball operations, wraps up the final 5 minutes of the show. Good morning, Mo.
Good morning. How are you?
Doing well, and good afternoon in Philadelphia, where another tough one yesterday is the Cardinals lose it 12-1. I know that you're trying to win ball games and evaluate for 2024, but it's hard not to feel disappointed how things have gone here down the stretch. It's tough to see this.
Oh, well, it's been a tough year overall. And I think, the key is what we see over the next 6 weeks are important just to help with our planning and from an evaluation standpoint. You certainly want to just see which guys will continue to grind through this, even when it's not great light at the end of the tunnel type of thinking. And so, there's a lot of things that we've got to see happen, but it's certainly been a frustrating road trip, frustrating month, and hopefully we can have something positive come out of today.
As the Cardinals, Drew Rahm will make the start. What did you think of that first one? I talked to Ollie about it. Obviously, we know what the numbers were, but as he said, you're also dealing with, he just found out he's starting. His family's there. It's the big leagues. There's tickets. There's all this stuff to do, media as well. I'm curious what he would do this time around, Mo.
Well, I'm hopeful that he can, be in the strike zone. I think he found himself in a lot of defensive counts that first time out, had a lot of arm side up misses, which tends to be like you're just not all together in sync. And so, I think that's something that we want to watch for. And to your point, there's going to be a lot of different pressures that are not there anymore that he had to deal with on that first game. And I think the key for him is just get himself into a rhythm and where he starts to build some self-confidence and just goes with it. So, I'm hopeful that's what we see out of him. And, right now it would be helpful if we could have someone go deep into a game, take a little pressure off our bullpen. On the flip side of that, it's also, you got to be able to score some runs. And the last few nights, we just haven't really gotten things going. I mean, you think about Friday night's game where after that leadoff double in the third, we just got shut down. It was, I think, 21 straight. And then, of course, last night, just once we fell behind, we just never got it going again. And so hopefully from an offensive standpoint, we can put up a couple crooked numbers and give ourselves some breathing room.
You get Arenado back, that'll help, but it's up to everybody. This is a team game, and they've got to be able to find a way. Rahm dealing with all those outside pressures and navigating that for the first time. It's the other side of it is that Adam Wainwright, who goes tomorrow, knows all of it. There isn't anything he hasn't seen. Right now, it's just a matter of trying to get through the game and get some swings and misses, get some outs.
Yeah, I think, when you think back to like Rahm's first start, when we didn't, a couple of non-plays or plays that weren't made, I think that was, kind of spun him in the wrong direction. Things got moving pretty quick for him. And the same can be almost said for Waino when he didn't get a strike call, and then things started to unravel quickly. And here you have two guys in way different parts of their career. One's just beginning and one's finishing, and yet very similar outcome. And so these guys understand what it takes to pitch up here. Even someone like a Rahm who's just experiencing it still knows what it's like to toe the rubber, knows what he has to go through. And if you can remind yourself to just keep to those core principles, you tend to have more success. But I think right now when a team is struggling, when you're just looking for ways to win games, which we haven't been able to really do this year, I think everybody just puts that extra pressure on themselves, and it's just not helpful.
Well, I appreciate that. You coming on for a short period of time here before the game starts and for bringing us some perspective. Thanks for being with us, Mo.
All right. Thank you.
John Mozeliak. Thank you. President of Baseball Operations with us on KMOX for a few minutes. We're going to take a break here at 11:35 and get right to pregame. It's an earlier show today. Again, IndyCar at Worldwide Technology Raceway. There are some tickets still available if you want to catch it. Cardinals coming up in just a few minutes from Philadelphia. Joe Pott has all of that for you. He'll have the post game as well. I'll be back tomorrow morning, Total Information AM from 5 to 10 right here on KMOX. Thanks to producer Drew Young. Joe's next.
Get your sports fix with a Gray Bar Sports Open Line.
Welcome into the program. It is a Gray Bar Sports Open Line. My name is Matt Pauley.
Matt talks everything Cardinals.
When you look at the team for next year and you compare it to what they have in place right now that can be usable next year, I think it's pretty clear. Top two pitchers next year, probably not on the team right now.
Plus, you get the latest sports news, special guests, and so much more. The Gray Bar Sports Open Line. Non-Cardinal game nights beginning at 6 on America's Sports Voice, KMOX.
Carol Daniel here for Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Well, the new school year is all but here, and soon the kids will be coming home, doing their homework, and then needing to relax right away. Turn your backyard into the place the whole family can decompress with a gorgeous deck or a peaceful sunroom from Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Have you dreamed of adding a new patio? This is the company to build it for you, my friends. Quality and excellence. That's what you get when you hire Chesterfield Fence and Deck. When you call Chesterfield Fence and Deck, you will get a free consultation and free project design. They'll build your maintenance-free fence or beautiful pergola, and you will be so satisfied, just like we are with our bronze aluminum fence. They built it almost 10 years ago, and it still frames our backyard beautifully. Call 636-532-4054 in the month of August. Mention my name, Carol Daniel, and get 48 months interest-free financing on your next outdoor project with Chesterfield Fence and Deck. Chesterfield Fence and Deck, the sign you have the very best.
Cancer can feel like something we can't do anything about, but you can. There are screening tests that can catch cancer early when it may be easier to treat. Begin cervical screening at age 25. At 45, start colorectal and breast screening. At 50, discuss lung screening with a doctor. Find resources for free and low-cost screening at cancer.org/getscreened. This is a public service message from the American Cancer Society.
Manor Grove has been caring for seniors for over a century. Everyone at Manor Grove is treated like family, and that's exactly how our residents should feel, like family. Our staff strives to make Manor Grove feel like home. Be assured, your loved one will be well taken care of at Manor Grove. The entire Manor Grove team views everyone inside as family and looks forward to seeing residents and coworkers every day. See for yourself at manorgrove.com and take our virtual tour. Welcome home to Manor Grove.
Hey, it's Dave from the DGS, 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on KMOX. So let me talk about my cast. Rachel Zimmerman, super smart young millennial. Kevin Wheeler, loudest, most confident, opinionated man you're ever going to meet. He looks like a grade school bully with the red hair, burr haircut. Then we have Andrew. It's been 12 years with Andrew. I'm still not sure what he is. That's 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. every day on the DGS and KMOX.
Summer is here. Time to enjoy baseball, barbecues, and the shade of your trees. When it comes to tree care, call the certified arborist at Gamma Tree Experts. Hi, I'm Tim Gamma. Protect your valuable trees from storm damage or devastating insects such as the emerald ash borer. Knowledge and quality are hallmarks of our reputation. For pruning, spraying, fertilization, or removals, call Gamma Tree Experts today at 314-725-6159 or visit us at gammatree.com. Your trees deserve the best care.
Every day another adventure. Our greatest discoveries come when we stop searching. Beneath the endless sky, away from the stress of work, the answer to the ancient Zen mystery. The sound of one hand clapping. Take a trip in an RV from Byerly in Eureka.
You gotta be there.
Byerly, just 15 minutes west of I-270 on I-44 in Eureka.
With Morrison Heating, Plumbing, Air, and Electrical, you get exceptional service from people you know on a first-name basis. No exceptions. Just ask any of our techs. We help you with the unexpected and do what you never expected. What we quote is what you pay, so you know you're getting a great value in service. With Morrison Heating, Plumbing, Air, and Electrical, you get exceptional service, no exceptions. Get 10% off any generator install. Schedule now at morrisonplumbing.com. Offer expires August 31st, 23. Some restrictions apply.
You are 2 minutes away from the start of baseball action. That is less time than it takes ThrottleNet to respond to your IT needs.
Hey, St. Louis baseball fans and KMOX listeners, are you ready to knock your business IT support and cybersecurity out of the park? Let ThrottleNet be your MVP with a response time of under 2 minutes. Our award-winning support is the fastest in the game. We've been named Best in IT Support for 7 years in a row by Small Business Monthly and Best in Cybersecurity for 3 consecutive years.
Visit ThrottleNet.com today and join the winning team. ThrottleNet, your all-star IT and cybersecurity solution.
Welcome to Ameren Total Access on the voice of the Cardinals, KMOX, your source for all things Cardinals in preparation for today's game.
For energy efficiency needs in Missouri or Illinois, go to ameren.com/rebates.
Welcome into Ackerman Total Access. The Cards and the Phillies one final time from Citizens Bank Ballpark. In fact, it's not the final time they'll meet this year, though, because they are in St. Louis in just a couple of weeks for a 3-game series here at Busch. But it's the final time at Citizens Bank Ballpark for this one. And the Cardinals going to try to avoid the sweep. Joe Pott with you. Happy you are along with us today as the Cards get set for this one with the Phillies. It is a 12:35 first pitch, so a little bit earlier than we're used to on a Sunday afternoon. Cardinals have been decent on the weekends this year. That's been kind of a bright spot. They're 24-19 combined on Saturday and Sundays. They're even better on Sundays. I am on the pregame show on Sundays. I'm not saying that there's any connection. I'm just saying 13-7 on Sunday afternoons or on Sundays. A 2.99 team ERA on Sundays, and that's second in all of Major League Baseball. So they play well on the weekends. They have played well to finish off series, and we'll look for that again here on this Sunday afternoon. Pitching matchup looks like this. It will be Drew Rom making his second career Major League start this afternoon. Of course, he made the start in Pittsburgh, made the debut in place of Matthew Liberatore, who then was placed on the injured list. So Drew Rom back for start number 2 against the veteran Aaron Nola. Nola is 11-8 this season in his season for the Phillies. He does have a high ERA. It's up near 4.5 as he gets started today. Of course, we'll dig into that pitching matchup a little bit as we go on here on the show. As always, we're going to hear from the Cards manager, Oliver Marmol. He'll talk about his lineup, and he'll get us ready for this game today. The Memphis Redbirds are in action right now, so we'll give you an update for what the Redbirds are doing, and specifically their starting pitcher. We'll also give you an update on a move the Cardinals made today, some transactions going on before this game gets started this afternoon. We'll go inside the park, as we always do. We'll hear from the guys calling the game here this afternoon, and they oftentimes have a special guest with them also. So everything you need to get ready for this final game between the Birds and the Phils here on a Sunday afternoon. Experience college football in St. Louis when Mizzou takes on Memphis September 23rd at the Dome at America's Center. Let's pack the house and show our Tiger pride. Learn more at exploreStLouis.com. We shall learn more with the Cards manager, Oliver Marmol. He's up next. It's Ameren Total Access, and this is the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
To the wall, and it's gone!
Looking for authentic game-used memorabilia? Cardinals Authentics is the only place to get MLB authenticated, autographed, and game-used items straight from the field to your home. Live auctions with a buy-it-now option offer access to items from past and present Cardinals, like Ozzie, Wainwright, and more. Visit us in person at the St. Louis Cardinals Authentic Shop next to Cardinals Nation Restaurant in Ballpark Village, or online at cardinalsauthentics.com for more details.
What makes for a great vacation? Depends on who you ask. Are you looking to get away or bring everyone together? Do you want to get outside and play or see a play at the plate? Fortunately, however you operate, I'm the destination you've been looking for. The name's Missouri, but you can call me Mo. And I have just one question. What's your MO? Come see me at visitmo.com.
Cardinals have the home white uniforms on, red caps and helmets. That's deep. Left center field. It's a gutter! The Cardinals uniform is iconic, virtually unchanged for over a century, emblematic of an uncompromising standard. And now we're proud to have Stiefel as our jersey patch partner. 2 brands sewn into St. Louis history, stitched together on the sleeve of our classic jersey. Stiefel and the Cardinals, making St. Louis proud for more than 130 years.
Hi, Mike Claiborne here. I want to talk to you about our friends at Victory Men's Health. They're a luxury healthcare clinic that specializes in hormone optimization, growth hormone peptides, sexual health, and vitamin deficiencies. If you're experiencing weight gain, fatigue, or a lack of motivation, go see the experts at Victory Men's Health. It's time for you to get off the bench and get back into the game. They're located in O'Fallon, Illinois. Town and Country, Missouri, and O'Fallon, Missouri. Visit victorymenshealth.com for more information.
Now, Cardinals manager Oliver Marble on Ameren Total Access. Sponsored in part by First Mid-Bank and St. Charles Convention and Visitors Bureau.
For energy efficiency needs in Missouri or Illinois, go to ameren.com/rebates.
Ameren Total Access continues from St. Louis. Joe Pott with you. Cards and Phils coming up at 12:35 here this afternoon. Final game of this 3-game set. Final game of the road trip. Cards will return home tomorrow night as they start a series with the San Diego Padres. Time, as always, to hear from the Cards manager, Oliver Marmol. And as always, our manager's chat is brought to you by Webster University.
Oliver Marmol last night was another case of the Cardinals getting a lead, and then it got away. But Dakota Hudson kind of got out of his game, didn't he?
The thing that's given him the most success is pounding the zone, being on the ground and allowing the defense to work for him. Yesterday, several walks ended up getting him. He wasn't in the zone as much with all his pitches, didn't get as much swing and miss with the slider, but the walks got him.
What does that to a pitcher? Is it the ballpark here? Is it their lineup or a combination?
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'd have to talk to Dak as far as how he felt going into that outing and what led to it. But it could be a lot of different contributing factors.
What are you looking to accomplish as we start to turn the corner here? We're headed toward the last month.
Yeah, you got to really lock in on guys and make sure that you have clarity going into the offseason of what they're capable of doing and what they're not capable of doing. The last thing you want is to repeat this. So you got to make sure that the guys that you're going to count on can actually do the job.
How much work can you get done with some of the players before you get to the offseason and the programs that may carry them to bigger and better things? Kind of like Brendan Donovan enhanced his game last year, and what we saw from Nolan Gorman, big change from one year to the next.
Yeah, you got time and at-bats and innings to do exactly that. The guys are working on a variety of different things to make sure that they're taking the next step in their careers. And it's an important month for Walker and Wynn, and you go down that list, all those guys, to be able to continue to build on all the work that they've done up to this point and then leading into the offseason.
One thing we've seen, Oliver, is the work ethic has been there from the first day of spring training right to this very minute. That hasn't changed, has it?
No, that's what we're about. You got to continue to teach. You got to continue to develop, and it'll be a big player in how we do next year. So this is an important month of work where we're all together, and we got to take advantage of it.
Now, Drew Rom is going today, his second start, and the others you acquired in the trades at the trading deadline. I know you'll be evaluating what they've done at the minor league level and one thing and another, but what do you look to see out of Rom today?
Hopefully less jitters. Be quite honest, you got a lot going on when you make your debut, family and media, and you're trying to focus on the game. So hopefully all that distraction is behind him, and he can just go out there and show what he's capable of doing.
I am so happy the fans reacted the way they do at Wrigley Field here and throwing a ball back after a home run as Luken Baker got that first big league home run and he got the souvenir.
Yeah, he was able to keep his ball in a good swing on a pitch on the slider low and in and was able to get the head to it. He's taken some good at bats and he's going to continue to get an opportunity every now and then when we can spell Goldie.
How is your third baseman, Nolan Arenado?
Feeling better. He was doing a little better yesterday, and then wanted in today. We'll DH him and see how his back responds today.
Oliver, have a good one. We'll talk when we get back home to play San Diego.
All right. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Good updates there from the Cards manager, Oliver Marmol. Nolan Arenado is in the lineup today, so that is certainly good news. Here's the entire lineup for the Cards. It's Edman at short, Burleson in left, and Goldschmidt is in at first base hitting third. Arenado DH is cleaning up. Wilson Contreras catches and hits fifth. Nolan Gorman is at second. Tyler O'Neill's in center field this afternoon. Jordan Walker hits eighth and right, and Taylor Motter is the third baseman hitting in the number 9 spot. So Mason Wynn gets a day down also for the Redbirds. That's our manager's chat. It's brought to you by Webster University. When we come back here on Ameren Total Access, we'll take a visit down on the farm. As I mentioned, Memphis in action right now. We'll tell you about that. We'll check in with Springfield. We'll tell you about the transactions. All that coming up here on Ameren Total Access. Cards and Phils today. I'm Joe Pott from St. Louis. This is the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
Call
calling all purse lovers and bag collectors. The high demand Cardinals purse giveaway is back, and it's better than ever. On Saturday, September 2nd, 25,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home a Busch Stadium exclusive Cardinals purse, thanks to Wells Fargo Advisors. This black handbag features a bold metal logo on the front and many upgraded compartments. Don't miss your chance to add this stylish purse to your collection. For tickets or info, visit cardinals.com/promotions.
Join us for a fantastical journey at St. Louis Union Station. Board the St. Louis Wheel, soaring 200 feet into the air all year round. The St. Louis Aquarium at Union Station lets you explore the world's great waterways and over 10,000 amazing creatures. Swing from the ropes course high over the aquarium and get lost in our mirror maze. It's all here at St. Louis Union Station, where the journey is like no other. Create your new memories at stlouisunionstation.com.
Hi, Mike Claiborne here. I want to talk to you about our friends at Victory Men's Health. They're a luxury healthcare clinic that specializes in hormone optimization, growth hormone peptides, sexual health, and vitamin deficiencies. If you're experiencing weight gain, fatigue, or a lack of motivation, go see the experts at Victory Men's Health. It's time for you to get off the bench and get back into the game. They're located in O'Fallon, Illinois, Town and Country, Missouri, and O'Fallon, Missouri. Visit victorymenshealth.com for more information.
Best newscast in the country. The KMOX Newsroom, national winner of the Edward R. Murrow Award for Best Newscast in America. Responsible journalism helps expose corruption and shines a light on problems that would otherwise go unnoticed. That's what KMOX News aims to do every hour. Committed to bringing St. Louisans closer to truth and understanding, and among the best in the country at it. We are the voice of St. Louis. KMOX.
Hey Cardinal Nation, baseball season is finally here. Start your game days with delicious Clements brats, hot off the grill. Clements sausages are handcrafted and slow smoked to perfection and taste like a home run. The ball field, friends, family, and fun. That's what Clements sausage and baseball are all about. So Cardinals fans, remember to keep your buns warm and your mustard cool. And enjoy a Clements brat on game day. Clements, made for game days. A proud sponsor of St. Louis Cardinals baseball.
Manor Grove has been caring for seniors for over a century. Everyone at Manor Grove is treated like family, and that's exactly how our residents should feel, like family. Our staff strives to make Manor Grove feel like home. Be assured, your loved one will be well taken care of at Manor Grove. The entire Manor Grove team views everyone inside as family and looks forward to seeing residents and coworkers every day. See for yourself at manorgrove.com and take our virtual tour. Welcome home to Manor Grove.
Time now for the Bayer Farm Report on Ameren Total Access. Sponsored in part by Shriners Hospital for Children.
For energy efficiency needs in Missouri or Illinois, go to Ameren.com/rebates.
Joe Pod back in on Ackerman Total Access as the Cards get set for the Phils today. 12:35 is your first pitch from Philadelphia. Time for the Farm Report. It's brought to you by Bayer. Health for all, hunger for none. And first things first, a transaction. James Nail recalled from Memphis, and he's recalled because Zuniga has gone down with a forearm strain, which is unfortunate. He had just come back to the big club, to the Cardinals, when they put Drew Verhagen on the bereavement list, and now he is down with a forearm strain, did not even get a chance to appear here, and he has been really battling things this year. A number of injuries for him have kept him out of action for a lot of time. So James Nail is back up from Memphis this afternoon. Speaking of Memphis, they are currently playing. They just underway. They're in the third inning playing at Charlotte this afternoon, and there is no score there. Big news, not big news necessarily, but important start. Gordon Graceffo makes the start today for the Memphis Redbirds. Graceffo, 5th round pick in 2021. 4-2 this year with a 4.46 ERA at Memphis. He's made 15 starts, 16 total appearances. So this is start number 16 today for him. Averaging a little more than 8 strikeouts per 9 inning, but also averaging more than 4 walks per 9 innings. So that's a little bit higher than you would like to see. Overall, generally a decent season for Gordon Graceffo. And again, he starts today, 2 1/3 scoreless so far. He's given up a hit. He has struck out 2, and he has walked 1. Scoreless game there between the Redbirds and the Charlotte Knights. Now, Springfield is playing a little bit later this afternoon. They're at home. The Cardinals playing host to Corpus Christi this afternoon. Alex Cornwall makes the start for the Cardinals, 7-3 with a 2.87 ERA. This is his 21st start of the year. Important news from Springfield is that Ryan Helsley should pitch today. That's the expectation anyway, is that Helsley will have a rehab assignment today there for Springfield. And of course, that's one of those guys that's important perhaps to get him back maybe within the last month and get him feeling good. I always think that there is something about being able to finish that year at the major league level, whether it is when you're talking about a Mason Wynn, you're talking about a Jordan Walker. If those guys were different, Wynn is in that specific situation, coming up here, finishing this season at the major league level as opposed to finishing at the AAA level. I think that's important. And for somebody like Ryan Helsley, who of course is coming off an extended period on the injured list, I think that's nice to him to finish at the major league level. And then you go into a more regular offseason if you are Ryan Helsley, as opposed to still trying to rehab, still trying to get better going into spring training. He'll be going into a more regular offseason. So he is scheduled to appear today at Springfield. We'll see if that is the case or not. Time for us to go inside the park. That comes up next here on Ackerman Total Access. Cards and Phillies coming up from Citizens Bank Park. John Rooney and Rick Horton join us on the other side of the break as we go inside the park on Ackerman Total Access on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar.
Cold beer and Clydesdales, ballpark dogs, and the birds on the bat. Some things in St. Louis just go hand in hand. And when it comes to marketing expertise, BAM Marketing Agency is your home team for insight, strategy, and development, whether you're launching a new brand or looking to elevate an existing one. From digital expertise and media planning to public relations and award-winning creative, find out where BAM Marketing can help take your business or organization by visiting bammarketingagency.com.
At Discount Tire, we know your time is valuable. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com. Did you know that Discount Tire now sells wiper blades? Stop by for a free air checker tire inspection and ask an associate about wiper blades today. And remember, if ever you're not satisfied with one of our tires, please feel free to bring it back. Thank you. Discount Tire.
Let's get you taken care of.
Looking for the ultimate experience for your little Cardinals fan this season? Stop by the Build-A-Bear Workshop in Ford Plaza before, during, or after the game to make a brand new cuddly furry friend. Kids of all ages can make a St. Louis Cardinals stuffed animal to watch the game with and take home. Make even more Cardinals memories with Build-A-Bear Workshop. Visit their Busch Stadium location in Ford Plaza or check out their other area locations at Union Station, St. Louis Galleria, West County Center, or St. Clair Square. Build-A-Bear Workshop. It's the most fun you'll ever make.
For garage door repair, St. Louis calls the real overhead door company of St. Louis. They're the ones with the red ribbon. They're the ones who have been here since 1926. Others try to copy the name, but cannot match the level of service. The red ribbon means 97 years of trust and loyalty from St. Louis homeowners. Always look for the red ribbon. It means you have the genuine, the original overhead door company of St. Louis. Call 314-781-5200.
Have you been thinking about getting a master's degree, but need the flexibility to do it on your own terms? Check out Webster University Online. You can advance your career your way and in your time. Webster University online classes are taught by experienced professors who are experts in their field. Connect with an admissions counselor on Zoom by going to webster.edu/today. Start your tomorrow today with Webster University Online, the official grad school of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Experience the thrill of every Cardinals game from your home at One Cardinal Way in the heart of Ballpark Village. Our 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom, and penthouse luxury apartment homes boast floor-to-ceiling windows, chef-inspired kitchens, luxury finishes, and breathtaking views of downtown St. Louis, the Gateway Arch, and private balconies overlooking Busch Stadium. Your new home and the best seat in the house await you at One Cardinal Way. Call 621-0001 or visit onecardinalway.com for details and to schedule your tour today.
Welcome back to Ackerman Total Access. Time to go inside the park. Sponsored in part by Purina and Papa John's.
For energy efficiency needs in Missouri or Illinois, go to Ackerman.com/rebates.
We are inside the park, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, where the Cardinals are going for one win in this series. And so far, Philadelphia has just outclassed the Cardinals.
Well, they really have. They've out-hit the Cardinals. They've out-pitched them, and their bullpen's been strong. And, Phillies are on a good streak right now, and they're going to contend. Of course, they're the number one wild card right now. I don't think they're going to catch the Atlanta Braves, but I would not want to play this version of the Philadelphia Phillies in the month of October. They've got a deep lineup. Of course, they're missing Rhys Hoskins, who's a big player for them, who's been out all year, but they've got enough other big players that can do some damage. And again, they're hitting a lot of home runs in the month of August. And they've got guys like Wheeler and Nola at the top of their rotation. We're going to see Nola here today. He's a good one.
He's a good one, but he does give up a lot of home runs. And when the Cardinals are on their game, Ricky, they hit a lot of home runs.
Yeah, they do, and they still have more home runs than the Phillies. I find that hard to believe after watching Philadelphia play in this series and in this ballpark. The wind's blowing out, too, currently out towards left field. So, that might be a factor today for the right-handed batters in the lineup. And you've got Drew Rom pitching. That's probably not a good combination to have a lefty when all the righties for Philadelphia are in with the wind doing what it's doing, because this clearly is a hitter's ballpark, and the Phillies are doing nothing but hitting. They have 16 extra base hits in this series already.
In talking with Oliver Marmol today, he was saying he hopes to use the remaining time as we're about ready to turn the page to September to try to prepare people to go into spring training next year, hoping to get things corrected and lined up so this doesn't happen again.
Yeah, who thought the Cardinals would ever be saying wait till next year, but that's kind of where we are. And, of course, the games matter now, and it's entertainment. We want folks to enjoy being out at the ballpark and watching big leaguers, watching your favorite players. I think we're going to have some very nice moments at the ballpark with Adam Wainwright before the season is over. I think special moments of recognizing the great career of Adam Wainwright. And, you still have a chance to see Arenado Goldschmidt play. I mean, it's still fun baseball. And also Mason Wynn, Jordan Walker, two young guys who are part of the future. But obviously the future is not 2023. It's going to have to be beyond. And you learn things about players. You learn how they handle situations. And, one of the other things that Ollie also brought up this morning is we're going to be playing in front of big crowds, as we did here yesterday, as there was over 44,000. It was a sellout here in Philadelphia because the Phillies are in it. So we're playing a lot of contending teams over the last 4 or 5 weeks, and that's going to show some things about the young players and can they handle it.
We have 6 games left against the Padres. They are in contention somewhat, but they've been losing to Milwaukee. Milwaukee's on a hot stretch right now. It looks like the Brewers are going to win the division unless they take a big turn south. And we have 6 games coming up with the Padres, 3 with the Pirates, but everybody else looks to be in contention either for a division or a wild card.
No question. And, the Padres have some good pieces, too. That's what you always know when you play that team. They've got a couple of very good players and a couple of good arms in their pen, too. So, you never know if they're going to be hot at the right time. But, it'd just be nice to see the Cardinals kind of get back to winning some series here over the last 5 weeks. And it is game number 131 today. And, you still have a chance if you're a player. And think about this, John. If you're a player, you have a chance to prove something to your manager. We say that in spring training all the time. Look, you're playing for something down the road. Well, clearly, the guys that are getting a chance to play right now are showing something. So the Richie Palacios of the world that, are making taking some advantage of the opportunities that they're given, I think that's going to be really good for them down the road.
Tyler O'Neill was in the lineup in center field, but he was a scratch just a while ago.
Yeah, he actually started the season in center field and then unfortunately got hurt and has missed a lot. And, Tyler is just he's just having the hardest time staying healthy and staying able to play. And, he said he wanted to play today. Actually, Paul Goldschmidt also was not originally in the lineup today, as Ollie Marmol was going to sit him just for kind of a mental day off. Goldie has not hit Aaron Nola well at all, and Goldie said, no, I'm playing. He wants to play. And, I like the guys that are gamers that are out there every single day if they can.
And we're going to play baseball today. Bright sunshine, a few cotton ball clouds in the area. The Cardinals are in Philadelphia inside Citizens Bank Park.
And it is our Inside the Park segment. It is brought to you by Central Bank, your hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. You heard the mention there from John Rooney that the Cardinals have had a late lineup change. So Tyler O'Neill is out of the lineup. So the lineup just switches only slightly. It's Walker now hitting in the 7th spot. Richie Palacios, it's 8th. And then Mata remains in the 9th spot. So O'Neill had been in the 7th spot, Walker 8. So Walker goes up to 7, and Palacios is in the 8th spot in center field. And Palacios has been really good in his time up with the Cardinals. He's got a homer, 6 RBIs, and hitting .333 as he starts this afternoon in place of Tyler O'Neill. We'll keep things going here on Ameren Total Access, and we'll take a look at the pitchers, specifically the Cards starting pitcher. That is Drew Rom, as he makes his second start at the big league level. And we'll hear a little bit from the Cards president of baseball operations, John Mozeliak, on Drew Rom. As we get farther into the show, we'll hear from Drew Rom also. So we'll get you all kind of prepared for what to expect from Drew Rom in his second start in the major leagues. We'll hear from Mo when we come back here on Ameren Total Access. Joe Pott with you from St. Louis. It's Ameren Total Access. It's the Cards and the Phils, and we're coming back on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Gray Bar.
Hola amigos, this is Cardinals Spanish broadcaster Polo Asensio, inviting you to join me for Fiesta Cardenales, presented by He Gets Us on Sunday, September 3rd. With the purchase of a theme ticket, fans will receive a Cardinals cap designed by St. Louis artist Becky Luna. Come early for a pregame fiesta event in the Budweiser Terrace with live music by Tropical Mood of St. Louis. That's Sunday, September 3rd, Fiesta Cardenales. For tickets or more info, visit cardinals.com/fiesta.
Experience the excitement of Live by Lowe's St. Louis at Ballpark Village. Stay in laid-back luxury across from Busch Stadium, and it's just a short walk to Enterprise Center. Enjoy plenty of dining options, including Clark and Bourbon, a classic steakhouse that features its very own whiskey room. Gather with friends at the Bullock, an outdoor terrace featuring handcrafted cocktails and light bites, along with terrific views of Busch Stadium and Ballpark Village. Sports and entertainment come alive at Live by Lowe's St. Louis.
Dude, what are you doing?
I forgot to pay a bill.
Seriously? You're going to miss half the game.
Relax. I'm using the Scott Credit Union mobile app. I'll be done before the pitch clock gets to 0.
You can do that from your phone?
And done. Yep, it's super easy. You can pay bills, check your balance, and even deposit checks from anywhere, even a Cardinals game.
At Scott Credit Union, we know life doesn't always happen on your schedule. So join Scott Credit Union and bank from everywhere, anytime. Scott Credit Union, proud partner of the St. Louis Cardinals.
Hey, it's Cardinals pitcher Dakota Hudson for Window Nation. I have a lot of options when facing batters. I like that. And you have a lot of options when buying new windows. Window Nation offers over 1,500 styles to fit every home. And they're all beautiful, energy efficient, and expertly installed. That's why Window Nation is my team of choice. If you're looking for a great pitch, listen to this.
Get 50% off any style window, plus pay nothing for 2 years.
Make Window Nation your team, and you'll always be comfortable and safe at home. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com.
Cutter Insect Repellents are proud sponsors of the St. Louis Cardinals. This season, they have a new product to help keep you and your family protected from mosquitoes. Cutter Eclipse Zone Mosquito Repellent. Designed to create a zone of protection in as little as 15 minutes, it helps keep mosquitoes away from you and your family, because mosquitoes don't add to the perfect outdoor experience. Available on Amazon. Cutter. Protect your people.
What's up, everyone? It's Kyle McClellan here to remind you of all the ways to enjoy Sugar Fire Smokehouse. Their award-winning menu includes creative chef specials that change every day, so you can always have something different here, whether you dine in, carry out, or get it delivered. The team also offers award-winning catering services. This includes a customizable menu that can be tailored to the taste and needs of your party, a party that you can have at one of Sugar Fire's private event spaces in Wentzville and Valley Park. To place an order, schedule a catering, call your local Sugar Fire, or go to sugarfiresmokehouse.com. Sugar Fire Smokehouse, dine in, carry out, delivery, and catering.
Ameren Total Access continues. Sponsored in part by Bethesda Health Group, providing retirement and assisted living, skilled nursing, memory support, rehab, and in-care needs for seniors for 134 years.
For energy efficiency needs in Missouri or Illinois, go to ameren.com/rebates.
Joe Pott back on Ameren Total Access. Cardinals and Phillies coming up today. Drew Rom will make his second Major League start here after starting against the Pirates last week, earlier in this, I guess it was still this week, earlier in this road trip anyway. In that game against the Pirates last week, just 3 2/3 innings pitched, gave up 8 runs on 8 hits, did strike out 4, but also walked 4. Rom is currently listed as the number 26 prospect in the Cardinals organization. He was acquired from the Orioles in the deal that sent Jack Flaherty to Baltimore. And again, making his second start today, and he admitted after the game that he had a lot going on in the first start. We're going to hear from him actually in our next segment. We're going to hear from John Mozeliak here in just a second about Drew Rahm. A little bit more on him and what he did against Pittsburgh. He really relied on a couple of different fastballs. Four-seam was his big pitch. He threw 90 pitches total. 58 of them were four-seam fastballs against Pittsburgh. He threw 11 sinkers and 11 split fingers. So that is a wide majority of fastball. He threw 10 sweepers, which of course is that elongated slider that they've sort of started categorizing more in this season. So that was his arsenal against Pittsburgh last week. And again, second start in his major league career. John Mozeliak was on with Tom Ackerman on our flagship station on KMOX earlier this morning and was asked what he expects from Drew Rahm in start number 2.
Well, I'm hopeful that he can, be in the strike zone. I think he found himself in a lot of defensive counts that first time out. Had a lot of arm side up misses, which tends to be like you're just not all together in sync. And so, I think that's something that we want to watch for. And to your point, there's going to be a lot of different pressures that are not there anymore that he had to deal with on that first game. And I think the key for him is just get himself into a rhythm and where he starts to build some self-confidence and just goes with it. So, I'm hopeful that's what we see out of him. And, right now it would be helpful if we could have someone go deep into a game, take a little pressure off our bullpen. On the flip side of that, it's also, you got to be able to score some runs. And the last few nights, we just haven't really gotten things going. I mean, you think about Friday night's game where after that leadoff double in the third, we just got shut down. It was, I think, 21 straight. And then last night, just once we fell behind, we just never got it going again.
A little bit on Drew Rahm, a little bit on the Cardinals there from the Cards president of baseball operations, John Mozeliak. So Rahm's second major league start. He was really good for Memphis in 2 starts this year when coming over from Baltimore. He was 2-0 with a .82 earned run average, 11 innings over 2 starts with Memphis. He was 7-6 in 18 starts at Norfolk for the Baltimore AAA team. A 5.5 ERA, not quite a 5.5 ERA there, so a little bit elevated, but did really well in Memphis when he came over in that trade for Jack Flaherty. And we'll hear from Drew Rahm. That's when we come back here on Ackerman Total Access. We'll get a little bit from the starter himself as the Cards get set to face the Phillies. We're coming back here to St. Louis on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
There's nothing like a game at the ballpark, although enjoying the game at home is a close second. Adam Wainwright here. Thanks to the power to save from Ackerman, Missouri, controlling your savings at home without sacrificing comfort is easy. Go to AmerinMissouriSavings.com to find cashback offers on a variety of energy-efficient products, including HVAC systems. Or visit the online store to save instantly when you purchase LED light bulbs and smart thermostats. Offer only applies to qualifying purchases.
Feel the magic with the official St. Louis Cardinals credit card from Central Bank. From tickets to throwing out the first pitch, your St. Louis Cardinals credit card earns rewards for one-of-a-kind experiences. Your no annual fee card earns you double reward points at the stadium and at Cardinals.com. Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals, and now offering the official St. Louis Cardinals credit card. Visit CardinalsCredit.com or any Central Bank location to sign up. Subject to credit approval. See bank for details.
The official Cardinals team store located at Busch Stadium is your place to shop for the latest Cardinals Nike gear. Check out our exclusive line of fan favorites, including authentic on-field jerseys, play tee apparel, hats, and more. The official Cardinals team store is located in Busch Stadium at 8th and Clark and is open daily from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Make sure you plan a visit to the official Cardinals team store during your next trip to the ballpark to check out all the trendiest Nike gear.
Baseball fans, connect with AlohaPoolsUSA.com to swim next summer. Find the price and design you want with semi-in-ground pools starting at $14,900 installed. Save up to $10,000 on specially packaged in-ground pools when you book by the end of the Redbird season. Family owned since 1969 with 5 locations and more than 800 all-star level Google reviews. Dive in at AlohaPoolsUSA.com/baseball.
If the Cardinals score big this season, you'll score big savings at the Bedroom Store. If you spend $3,000 or more at the Bedroom Store and the Cardinals score 12 or more runs in a single game within 7 days after your purchase, they'll return 25% of your mattress price. That's a quarter free in 2023 and their best price guarantee on brands like Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, Thomasville, and Nautica Home, as well as a large selection of bedroom furniture. Visit your local Bedroom Store or thebedroomstore.com for more information. Sleep well, St. Louis, and go Cards.
Hey neighbor, I know you've been wanting new garage doors for a while now.
Yes, they're so old, and one of them doesn't even open anymore.
Ever heard of Mosby Building Arts?
Of course, I would love to work with them.
Well, the good news is Mosby now sells Rainier garage doors, and the great news is that they're on sale right now.
That's a win-win for me.
Make no payments on new garage doors for 12 months, or take 5% off. Offer ends September 30th. Details at callmosby.com.
Welcome back to Ameren Total Access. Let's go inside the clubhouse. Built by Window Nation and sponsored in part by the Gatesworth at 1 McKnight Place.
For energy efficiency needs in Missouri or Illinois, go to ameren.com/rebates.
Joe Pott back with you. Ameren Total Access continues here on the Cardinals Radio Network. Pitching matchup today, as you know, Drew Rom making start number 2 in the big leagues for the Redbirds. He'll go up against Aaron Nola for the Phils. For Rom, making start number 2, a little different than making start number 1. And he spoke about his first start. And this is courtesy of Bally Sports Midwest, that start against Pittsburgh.
Nervous, but excited. Overall, I just wanted to go out there and kind of just pitch to my game. And I think I kind of let the game speed up a little bit on me, especially in that first inning, and then felt good in that second inning. But then the same thing happened in that third inning, just kind of sped up on me. I think overall it was just me just trying to do too much with what I've got when I'm up here. But I should have just kept the same mentality that I was having in Memphis, just keep it nice and crisp and smooth and easy.
So there he is on start number 1, again, courtesy of Bally Sports Midwest. And then the question is, obviously, what changes here in start number 2? What do you do differently, Drew Rom?
Hopefully now that I've made my debut, been here, kind of have that emotion check, and then just go out there and just kind of do my thing.
That is Drew Rom, again, courtesy of Bally Sports Midwest. It'll be interesting to see how things change. I'll be interested to see if the pitch selection changes at all, if they ask him to kind of vary what he's doing a little bit. And I think some of that obviously depends on the lineup and what they have as far as a scouting report on the Philadelphia Phillies also. So that will dictate some of what we see from Drew Rom here on this Sunday afternoon. Time for us to wrap things up here on Ameren Total Access. When we come back, we'll look at the Phillies starter as well, tell you what to expect from Aaron Nola. We'll wrap it up here. We'll get you ready for John Rooney and Rick Horton, who will have the call of this one this afternoon. Final game in Philadelphia, final game of the road trip, and we wrap it up on Ameren Total Access next on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
A swing, and there's a drive hit well to right field. It's a goner! A goner from Matt Holliday!
Hey everyone, it's Matt Holliday, and for over 10 years, Homers for Health has made an impact on Cardinal Glennon patients and services that help those in need. Every time a Cardinal hits a home run, the crowd goes wild. I'm here to tell you that the same energy can be felt in the hospital when donations are made. It truly is a game changer. Please make your pledge for patients today at homersforhealth.org, presented by Heartland Coca-Cola and Chick-fil-A. Your support makes a difference.
You care about every detail, and so does Purina. Every ingredient in their pet food comes from trusted sources, and every ingredient has a purpose. Whether that purpose is to provide just the right nutrients your pet needs or a flavor they will love, Purina has over 250 recipes made without artificial flavors or preservatives for you to choose from. You're sure to find something both you and your pet will love. Learn more at purina.com/Purina Cares.
Be the next legendary winner at Horseshoe St. Louis Casino. Enjoy thrilling action and bold bets from classic slot play and state-of-the-art video machines to all your favorite table games and high-limit action. Set along the Mississippi River in the heart of downtown, just a quick walk from the ballpark. Horseshoe St. Louis Casino, a Caesars Rewards destination. Legendary. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-888-BETS-OFF.
the Gatesworth, we set the standard for exceptional senior living. A St. Louis tradition for over 34 years, we offer personalized service and a variety of lifestyles. Our warm residential setting ensures that each resident has what they need, when they need it, and the way they like it. There are no buy-in or entry fees. It costs less than you think. Call 314-993-0111 or visit thegatesworth.com. The Gatesworth, exceptional people, exceptional living.
Call Midwestern Pest Control, your pest prevention expert since 1962, to keep your home safe from termites, ants, spiders, and other pests ready to invade your home. Call 314-838-1121. I called Midwestern Pest Control to get rid of ants in my kitchen. Now they come to keep them out. Call Midwestern Pest Control to protect your home or business now. 314-838-1121. 314-838-1121.
When one Cardinal legend moves on, there always seems to be another right behind him. I can say the same thing for Cardinals Magazine, which always lives up to its commitment to make its next issue better than the last. Readers love the content that stands out from the norm. Classic, informative, entertaining, exclusive. If you can't get enough Cardinals baseball, you'll get a lot closer when you subscribe to Cardinals Magazine. Call 314-345-9000 or visit cardinals.com/magazine.
Thanks for listening to Ameren Total Access. First pitch is coming up. Now, final thoughts on today's game. Sponsored in part by Joe's Market Basket.
For energy efficiency needs in Missouri or Illinois, go to Ameren.com/rebates.
Joe Pott back as Ameren Total Access continues. In fact, it wraps up here during this segment. Of course, we heard from Drew Rahm. That was our Inside the Clubhouse segment built by Window Nation. He'll go up against Aaron Nola here this afternoon. Nola makes his 27th start of the year, 11-8 with a 4.49 ERA, 160 innings, 165 strikeouts, 40 walks for Nola, a 238 opponent's average. He is making his 10th start in his career against the Cardinals today. He's 5-3 with a 2.69 ERA in his career against the Cardinals. Last year, he was 0-1 in just a single start, with an ERA up over 6 in the one start last year. Wilson Contreras has hit him well in his career. He's 4 out of 12 with an RBI. Tyler O'Neill has hit him well in his career. I wrote that down before Tyler O'Neill was out of the lineup. He is not in the lineup anymore. He was scratched, but he was 2 for 5 with a homer against Aaron Nola. So again, the Cards lineup today is Edman, Burleson, Goldschmidt, Arenado, Contreras, Gorman, Walker, Palacios, and Motter after O'Neill was scratched late from the lineup today. On the other side of the break, it'll be John Rooney and Rick Horton. They'll take you through everything this afternoon as the Cards look to avoid the sweep against the Philadelphia Phillies. They'll finish up the series. They'll finish up the road trip before coming home to start a series tomorrow. John and Rick with you next. I'll have you back on the postgame show. Hopefully, we're talking about a Redbird winner right here on the Cardinals Radio Network, powered by Graybar.
Hola, Cardinal fans. Join us for Fiesta Cardenales at Busch Stadium, presented by He Gets Us on Sunday, September 3rd, when the Cardinals take on the Pirates. The pregame cultural celebration will feature live music and other activities. Fans who purchase a special theme ticket will receive a Cardinals cap designed by St. Louis artist Becky Luna. And the first 200 fans with theme tickets will receive an autograph from former Cardinals pitchers Julian Tavarez and Fernando Salas. Visit cardinals.com/fiesta for more information.
Pressure is fine in sports, but not when someone is trying to sell you an at-need or prearranged funeral. I'm Tom Cutis IV. At Cutis Funeral Home, we pride ourselves on affordability with absolutely no pressure. Our licensed professional funeral directors show you the many options, and you make all the decisions. You will never be pressured into something when being served by our family-owned and operated company.
Cutis Funeral Home, affordability with dignity since 1910.
Make your money work for you. At Busey Bank, we understand the importance of saving for the future. Our CD specials offer a competitive, secure, short-term option to help give your savings a boost. Visit Busey.com/CD rates or call 1-800-67-BUSEY today. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868.
There's a big red barn where you say green. Norm's Party Barn. Discount windows, doors, and things.
I'm Wilkie. Come see my new selection of Amish cabinetry made by my good Amish friends at Countrywood Products. We now stock 5 styles of cabinetry for you to choose from.
When you need to save on discount windows, doors, and cabinetry, come to Norm's Bargain Barn with locations in Shiloh and Fenton at the bottom of Gravois Bluffs. Visit normsbargainbarn.com.
That's normsbargainbarn.com.
Swings and he hits a drive. Deep left center field to the track, the wall, and it's another. It's time for St. Louis Cardinals baseball. St. Louis Cardinals baseball is brought to you by Budweiser, official beer sponsor of Major League Baseball. Crack open the game with Budweiser and enjoy unrivaled flavor and refreshment. By your quality Ford dealers, the official vehicles of the St. Louis Cardinals. By Schnucks. Earn 2% back on every purchase with the Schnucks Rewards app. By Shelter Insurance. Shelter offers great rates and award-winning service for your auto, home, and life insurance. Find an agent near you at shelterinsurance.com. By Explore St. Louis. Learn all about the great things to do in St. Louis. Visit exploreStLouis.com. By Central Bank, the hometown bank of the St. Louis Cardinals. By the Painting and Decorating Foundation. And by Sonic Drive-In. Sonic. Now, St. Louis Cardinals baseball.
Welcome to St. Louis Cardinals baseball. It's the final game of the road trip for the Redbirds, and we're at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, PA, as the Phillies have won the first 2 games of this series, and they have swung the bat very, very well. 11 hits in Game 1, 12 hits in Game 2, and of those 23 hits, 16 of them have been for extra bases, including 5 home runs. The Phillies have hit 48 in the month of August. That's the most in Major League Baseball. This is Ricky Horton. I'll be alongside the voice of the Cardinals, John Rooney. Jim Jackson is our producer engineer. We're glad you're with us for Cardinals baseball today. The wind is blowing out towards left, and a very wonderful day here in the city of brotherly love. And yesterday, the Cardinals did have one bright spot. There wasn't very many, that's for sure, but one stood out. Luken Baker had 33 home runs and was tearing up AAA. Had some really good numbers there, hitting .334. And in the third inning, he was finally able to get his first big league big fly. Hasn't quite got the timing down here at the big league level. Tough guy to do it against here in Wheeler. Next pitch from him is hammered to left field. Down the line, stay fair. It's a big fly. Luken Baker, his first big league home run. Into the seats and left, and the Cardinals take a 1-0 lead. That was a great moment for the Cardinals as Luken Baker was able to get that baseball from the fans in left field, and he will cherish that forever. And again, a nice moment for the Cardinals, but they could not hold the Phillies offense yesterday, and they had too much Zach Wheeler as well. He was outstanding. Wheeler went 7 innings, striking out 10, with Dakota Hudson picking up his first loss of the season. It'll be Aaron Nola pitching for the Phillies today, and he's a tough customer also, and he's part of the pitching matchup brought to you by Club Car Wash, the largest car wash in Cardinals Nation with over 120 locations. He's 11-8, and Nola has won his last 2 starts, and he's a guy that goes deep into games and piles up the strikeouts, also does not walk a lot of batters, as he has had 165 Ks and 160 innings this year, and he goes up against Drew Rom, who's making his second big league start. Rom struggled his first time out, and that was Monday in Pittsburgh. He's 0-1, and looking forward to watching him pitch again here this afternoon. So there's the pitchers, Nola and Rom. We'll have the lineups for you next.
Discover a great getaway in historic St. Charles, Missouri, just 20 minutes west of St. Louis. St. Charles offers the value and safety of a smaller town, but with activities and attractions that really measure up. Try your luck at the casino, shop Main Street, or tour the first state capital. There's plenty to do. Plus, you're close to all the fun in St. Louis. Discover a great getaway. Discover St. Charles. Plan your visit at discoverstcharles.com.
Produced in cooperation with Visit Missouri.
Hey, Ackerman, Illinois energy savings expert Matt Minster here with an energy pop quiz. True or false? Switching to smart bulbs, plugs, and thermostats can reduce your energy footprint. That's right, and the savings won't stop there. Smart devices also save you time, so you can dedicate more to things that matter, like fetch with the dog,
Your boys,
or finishing that DIY project. So be smart. Visit AmerinIllinois.com/savings made easy for more energy savings tips.
Last summer, St. Louis was hit by severe flooding, causing stress, anxiety, and feelings of being overwhelmed. However, there is hope. Show Me Hope Missouri's crisis counseling program offers free and confidential support to those affected by the floods. The Disaster Distress Helpline offers immediate crisis counseling to anybody experiencing emotional distress related to any disaster. To connect with local providers and get back in the game, visit moshowmehope.org. This message is brought to you by the Missouri Department of Mental Health.
Ask Sherwin-Williams and get 35% off Emerald products and Super Deck stains August 25th through the 28th. That means 35% off our most popular color family, blue. Psychologists have found it to be soothing and relaxing, which makes it especially great for bedrooms and bathrooms. And of course, get 35% off all of our other colors. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
KMOX is Cardinals Radio.
Welcome back to Cardinals Baseball from Philadelphia. Let's go over our starting lineups here this afternoon as the Cardinals try to avoid the sweep today on really a perfect afternoon for baseball in Philadelphia. It's game number 131 for the Cardinals, and the starting lineups are brought to you by Discount Tire. Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com. Cardinals did make a change today before I give you the lineup. Guillermo Zuniga went on the injured list. He's dealing with right forearm strain. So James Nail is returned from AAA, where he was 5-1 with a 2.77 ERA. And originally, Tyler O'Neill was in the lineup, but he's a late scratch today. And here is the Cardinals lineup. Tommy Edman will lead off, and he'll play shortstop. He's 0-for-11 in his career against Nola, so we'll see what happens there. Alec Burleson will be in left field and bat second, with Paul Goldschmidt playing first base, hitting third. Nolan Arenado, nice to have him back. Just 1 day off, and he's been dealing with some back tightness. He'll be the DH and hit cleanup, with Wilson Contreras, who will be the catcher today, batting fifth. Nolan Gorman had a rough night here last night, striking out 3 times. He'll play second base with Jordan Walker in right field. Richie Palacios has a 5-game hitting streak. He will replace Tyler O'Neill, who was originally going to be in center field, and Taylor Motter will play third base and bat ninth. Kyle Schwarber leads off for the Phillies. He is very dangerous, low average, but a lot of damage, 35 homers, 83 RBIs. Trey Turner will bat second and play shortstop. Nick Castellanos is the right fielder. Bryce Harper has had a very good series. He will DH and hit cleanup. Alec Boehm will move to first base and bat fifth. JT Realmuto will do the catching. Bryson Stott will play second base. He runs very well, 24 stolen bases for him, hitting .297. Edmundo Sosa, the former Cardinal, will play third base and bat eighth, with Johan Rojas playing center field and batting ninth for the Phillies. So there's your lineups. It's the Cardinals and the Phillies. The first pitch comes up after this.
Support Cardinals Care and its mission of caring for kids in the community by purchasing a 50-50 raffle ticket during weekend home games. One lucky winner will win 50% of the pot each raffle date. Fans can purchase online or in stadium from a roaming seller or at a 50-50 kiosk. You must be 18 years or older and in the state of Missouri to purchase. Visit cardinals.com/5050 to get your tickets and to learn more. The Cardinals Care 50-50 raffle is presented by DraftKings at Casino Queen.
St. Louis, step up to the plate with the ultimate 2023 lineup and the official car, truck, and SUV of your St. Louis Cardinals. Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 46 years, brings the power and grit you'd expect from a true champion. When it comes to SUVs, Ford Bronco is the heavy hitter. With its unmatched off-road capabilities, Bronco knows what it takes to leave the yard. It's time to play ball. Visit your quality Ford dealers, proud sponsor of the St. Louis Cardinals today. Claim based on 1977 to 2022 CY total sales.
Hey, it's Cardinals pitcher Dakota Hudson for Window Nation. I have a lot of options when facing batters. I like that. And you have a lot of options when buying new windows. Window Nation offers over 1,500 styles to fit every home. And they're all beautiful, energy efficient, and expertly installed. That's why Window Nation is my team of choice. If you're looking for a great pitch, listen to this.
Get 50% off any style window, plus pay nothing for 2 years.
Make Window Nation your team, and you'll always be comfortable and safe at home. Call 866-90NATION or visit windownation.com.
Adam Wainwright, he strikes out the side of the sixth.
Big moments and great memories are happening every game at Busch Stadium. There's nothing better than a day at the ballpark eating a Cardinals hot dog and watching your favorite Redbirds. Now Smithfield Hot Dogs is letting you do that for just $8. Sunday is Family Fun Day at Busch Stadium. For most Sunday home games, fans can purchase tickets starting at $8 and get a free jumbo Smithfield hot dog and Coca-Cola with each ticket.
Goldschmidt swings and he hits a drive. Deep left center field to the draft the wall. And it's another.
98.7 FM is Cardinals Radio.
We are just about ready to play baseball here in Philadelphia as the umpires are meeting at home plate, and we are waiting for the Phillies to take the field. The umpires, Malachi Moore, will be behind